Chapter 3061. Luo Tianjin and the others had also rushed out from the ruins. When they saw the changes in their surroundings, they were extremely shocked, especially Luo Tianjin. Dao Father, what's going on? Chen Shang looked up in the sky, to where a powerful qi was coming from. This qi was being released by a human. When the myriad Dao mausoleum is attacked with such a powerful force, I wonder who it is. However, these people are not from Divine S. Luo Tianjin frowned. The myriad Dao mausoleum is about to be destroyed. We'll stop them now. Chen Shang was about to rush forward, but he was stopped by Luo Tianjin. Don't go, this group of people aren't ordinary people. Their world-defying stage divine power is extremely terrifying. Even though they aren't divine-ranked world-defying stage S yet, they contain an extremely strong and strange energy. This kind of power seems to be much stronger than divine-ranked world-defying stage S. Luo Tianjin anxiously pulled Chen Shang back. If the myriad Dao mausoleum is destroyed, then it's destroyed, but nothing must happen to you. Luo Tianjin had high hopes for Chen Shang, and he didn't know the origins of the strong enemies outside, so if he were to rashly go out, he would definitely be in great danger. Dao Father, what sort of fellow has such power? Chen Shang said, what do we do now? If I'm not mistaken, it should be the world-defying stage clan's people. Luo Tianjin sighed, let's go now. Luo Tianjin was a little unwilling to part with this place. After all, he had created this place many years ago, and now that it had been destroyed right in front of his eyes, the anger in his heart wasn't small at all. Chen Shang also saw through Luo Tianjin's current mood. He really wanted to go out and fight to his heart's content with those people, to actually destroy such a good myriad Dao mausoleum. They're here, Chen Shang suddenly shouted. He then wanted to teleport away with Luo Tianjin and the others, but he was unable to do so because of the spatial restrictions. Then, he used the time and space power. Although they could leave using the time and space power, Chen Shang was unable to leave the myriad Dao mausoleum, and he had sealed them inside. What's going on? My time and space power is actually unable to leave the myriad Dao mausoleum. Chen Shang was currently at the edge of myriad Dao mausoleum. We're sealed inside. Luo Tianjin clenched his teeth and said, get ready for the battle, they are already here. Chen Shang said to Fang Haoyun and Tang Zongji, everyone be careful, our enemy this time is extremely terrifying. Just as he finished speaking, 4 black figures suddenly appeared in front of them. They were 4 extremely tall people whose entire bodies were wrapped in black cloth. Their heads and faces were also wrapped in black cloth. Their appearances could not be seen, and their bodies released a black mist. The strange and powerful world-defying stage divine power was this black mist. When they appeared, they instantly attacked and their movements could not be seen, but 4 sharp and powerful shockwaves had already struck towards Chen Shang. Fortunately, Chen Shang had used the 6 realms time and space door to dodge it in time, otherwise, he would have been severely injured. Luo Tianjin was not an easy opponent. The moment the opponent attacked, he also attacked. An ordinary-looking sword had already pierced through the head of a black-clothed man. After that, a gold light leaked out from the head of the head. The entire head instantly turned into gold dust. Although Fang Haoyun and Tang Zongji were a little slower, their movements were very fast. It was just that the weapons in their hands were still a little too weak, unable to penetrate through the defenses of the black-clothed men. Very strong. Luo Tianjin immediately kept Fang Haoyun and Tang Zongji into one of his treasures, and then, the 3 black-clothed men flew over in a ray of black light. Fortunately Tang Zongji and Fang Haoyun had already been taken away by Luo Tianjin, otherwise, they would definitely die right now. Chen Shang calculated his timing, and when he teleported, he would make his move at the same time. The heavenly magic sword in his hand pierced right into the neck of one of the black-clothed men, and then he suddenly released the accumulated world-defying stage divine power from his body, passing through the heavenly magic sword and entering the black-clothed man's body. Crash! Asterisk. The black-clothed man was instantly torn apart by the world-defying god fire that Chen Shang poured in, turning into several pieces that exploded. Let's go. Luo Tianjin suddenly appeared behind Chen Shang. He quickly flew away with Chen Shang and did not continue fighting with the 2 black-clothed men. Dao Father, why didn't you continue to fight? Chen Shang felt that the 2 black-clothed men were not very strong. He and Luo Tianjin had killed 2 of them just now. Those guys aren't the strongest. Luo Tianjin said, they are only diverting our attention, and their main target is you, but I don't know how they locked onto you. If we don't clarify this point, we will be continuously chased by them. Chen Shang understood now, they were trapped inside the myriad Dao mausoleum, and had been captured like mice by the other party. Are they just testing our strength? Chen Shang felt that this was impossible. After all, those black-clothed men were very strong. To actually use such a strong rancor to test them, it was truly a waste. It's not a test. It should be to get you to release the world-defying green dragon. That might be their real target. Luo Tianjin said, if the world-defying stage clan wants to attack, they can only attack the world-defying green dragon. So what we need to do now is figure out how they locked onto you. Luo Tianjin flew around Myriad Dao Mausoleum with Chen Shang at an extremely fast speed. Chen Shang had also released many mouse man-s to investigate, and he had also asked them to release auras, which were the same as his. He felt that if the opponent used his own auras to find his location, then the mouse man would distract them. Not long after, 2 of his mouse man-s were killed by the black-clothed men. They have a lot of men in black. The mouse man that Chen Shang released saw several. At this time, he had already experienced the terror of the world-defying stage clan. These black-clothed people who managed to cultivate world-defying holy body were actually like small fries, existing everywhere. If it was placed in the world-defying stage heavenly sect S, this would be an extremely valuable existence. I wonder how many world-defying stage clan S there are. In short, we are currently in a very dangerous situation, and these guys haven't even sent out divine ranked world-defying stage S yet. Luo Tianjin did not stop. He used his most approachable sense of the myriad Dao to sense all the changes in his surroundings. As long as the other party was not able to lock onto where Chen Shang was, they were temporarily safe. So that's how it is. Luo Tianjin quickly found the problem. What's going on? Chen Shang realized that the mouse man did not continue attracting the black-clothed men, and there were more than 10 black-clothed men chasing after them. The world-defying green dragon in your body. Luo Tianjin said, the world-defying green dragon has a unique world-defying beast aura. You are currently in an extremely nervous state, and are about to use the world-defying stage divine power at any time. You have a portion of the world-defying stage divine power which is released from the world-defying beast, so they can feel this aura. Chapter 3062. They are all excellent beast hunters who specialize in killing world-defying beast. Luo Tianjin frowned. He did not know how he did it, but he condensed a burst of energy and poured it into Chen Zhang's body, entering Chen Zhang's divine sense C. Chen Shang only saw that his own divine sense C's world-defying beast were suddenly enveloped by a translucent light barrier, and the spirit chi inside did not leak out anymore. Teleport, Luo Tianjin said. Chen Shang immediately used time and space power to teleport away. There's no need to run, they didn't come right away. Luo Tianjin said. Although the myriad Dao mausoleum was big, their speed was very fast. They were only slightly slower than teleporting, being able to travel across the entire myriad Dao mausoleum very quickly. They've lost their target. Luo Tianjin was finally relieved. Just now, Chen Shang had been continuously locked onto, and he was extremely nervous, because the other party was extremely powerful and only sent out people of extremely low status. Beast Hunter. Chen Shang never thought that his world-defying beast would be valued so highly by these people. These world-defying beasts are the most precious. Luo Tianjin said, Myriad Dao Divine Mountain must have told them that that's why they came out. Otherwise, even if Myriad Dao Divine Mountain was pushed to the ground, they probably wouldn't have come out, unless the Myriad Dao's laws allowed them to move. Then can I still use the power of the world-defying beast in the future? This was the strongest power of Chen Shang, and he usually did not use it. Of course you can. You need to learn how to control the power of the world-defying beast. Your control over the power is not enough. Luo Tianjin said, this requires you to comprehend on your own. I didn't manage to cultivate a world-defying beast, so I can't guide you. Chen Shang and Luo Tianjin created a cave and rested inside. What should I do next? How can we leave this place? Chen Zhang's time and space power was already useless. The seal of the world-defying stage clan is extremely frightening. Previously, they were the ones who sealed world-defying stage heavenly sect. Luo Tianjin said. Speaking of seals, Chen Shang suddenly felt that there was nothing to be afraid of, because Feng Ke was by his side. Xiao Ke, come out. Chen Shang released Feng Ke, and told him about Feng Ke's origins. Even if Luo Tianjin created this myriad Dao, when he found out about how a seal cultivated spirit chi, he couldn't believe it. This is a very powerful myriad Dao seal, able to seal all powers, so your time and space power cannot be used as well. Feng Ke only closed his eyes to sense for a moment before coming to a conclusion. Then what should I do? You must have a way. Chen Shang really wanted to leave this damn place quickly. Of course I have a way, but I need you to bring me to the edge. Feng Ke said, I need to go there and touch the entire ceiling formation, so that I can know the specific details of the ceiling formation, and so that I can find a way to break through the seal. That's not a problem. Chen Shang and Luo Tianjin quietly came to the edge of the ceiling circle once again. With the two of them working together, they fiercely attacked the ceiling circle, causing it to tremble and release a sealing force. All right. After Feng Ke finished speaking, she anxiously slipped into Chen Zhang's divine sense sea world, because she sensed that someone was rushing over. Hurry up and leave, Luo Tianjin said. Chen Shang brought Luo Tianjin and quickly left. After returning to the cave, Chen Shang scolded in a low voice, world-defying stage clan, these bunch of bastards. I worked hard to cultivate these world-defying green dragon, how many years have they gone through? You actually want to kill me? Quote. They are. Furthermore, they think that this belongs to them, because as long as you are someone from the myriad Tao, they would think that you are theirs. Luo Tianjin said. These bastards. Chen Shang gritted his teeth in anger. Myriad Tao Divine Mountain and world-defying stage heavenly sect had not been settled yet, so what kind of world-defying stage clan popped out? They are being looked after by the myriad Tao, so there must be a lot of powerful experts inside. Maybe the baby that was just born is from the world-defying stage. Luo Tianjin laughed bitterly, only by reaching the peak of world-defying stage can you compete with them. Feng Ke suddenly said, I have found a way, I will start to set up the array disk needed to break through the seal. Feng Ke used the 6 realms mirrors as an array disk, which required a bit of time. Actually, you don't have to be afraid of those fellows. You can have a large number of myriad Tao divine soil but they don't have one, because myriad Tao divine soil can only have one above them. Feng Ke laughed, as long as you have time, you will be able to get more myriad Tao divine soil, and at that time, dealing with them will not be that difficult. The myriad Tao divine soil was also one of Chen Zhang's great backers. He suddenly thought of Feng Ke's mysterious and powerful golden needle, which could pierce through everything. If his heavenly magic sword was also that powerful, then as long as he struck it with his sword, the consequences would be obvious. Outside the myriad Tao mausoleum, a luxurious palace was built on the back of a tiger-like mountain. In a courtyard inside the palace, a white-clothed man looked at the scorching sun in the sky and said with a frown. Why haven't you come back for so long? Was that kid called Shen so hard to deal with? But 20 black-clothed slaves. The white-clothed man was in the courtyard, watching a group of beautiful women dance. Young master, that guy has world-defying green dragon, it's indeed a little difficult to deal with. Let the 4 golden slaves go. A lady behind the man in white said softly. Fine, let the 4 gold slaves go. I also want to leave this lowly place as soon as possible. The white-clothed man said lazily, a world-defying green dragon. It's been a long time since it has appeared on the body of a mortal. This is unbelievable. If it's possible, I want to take a look at that guy's corpse. Quote. Soon after, 4 rays of golden light flashed from the back of the giant tiger, and entered myriad Tao mausoleum. Young master you're really quick. Did you succeed? At the same time as the voice was heard, a purple-clothed female slowly landed in the courtyard. The defense of the huge tiger was extremely strong, but it was silently broken by an outsider. Is it the Mu Rong family's Murong Honglian? I heard that you've always been wearing a red dress, why are you wearing a purple one now? The white-robed man's eyes shone with a brilliant light as he carefully sized up the violet-robed woman in front of him. Murong Honglian was beautiful, although pretty, but she was still inferior to the female dancers and the 2 tall girls behind the man in white. However, the man in white was captivated by her. That's only what you heard, looks like you haven't gotten the world-defying green dragon yet. When you entered, did you do it yourself? Forget it, I'll have to thank young master for giving the Red Lotus a chance. I'll be forever grateful. With that, Murong Honglian's body suddenly turned into a red mist and dissipated. Young master, what should he do? She had entered personally, she was considered quite famous in the world-defying stage clan. You came the fastest, if she gets the world-defying green dragon the servant girl said. Don't be afraid, we believe in the 4 gold slaves' strength. The white-robed man was indeed a bit worried, but he didn't want to go in. Chapter 3063. Chen Shang and Luo Tianjin did not understand the world-defying stage clan, they only knew that they were very powerful existences. Otherwise, the black-clothed men they had sent over would not be so powerful. Dao Father, how many world-defying stage clans do we have? Chen Shang had stayed in the myriad Dao Divine Mountain for a period of time, so he might have some understanding about this. I don't know, but according to my understanding of the history of the myriad Dao Divine Mountain, there should be at least 5 or 6 of them. That's because I saw in the history books of the myriad Dao Divine Mountain, there are several names of experts with different surnames. Luo Tianjin said. If there were not many world-defying stage clan, Chen Shang would not be so worried, as currently, his world-defying green dragon were extremely valuable, and the reason why the world-defying stage clan came was because of his world-defying green dragon. My world-defying beast definitely cannot fall into their hands. Chen Shang was not only limited to world-defying green dragon, the other 5 beasts were also extremely strong, but what world-defying stage clan did not know was that if they knew, they would have chased after him even more crazily. Don't worry, we'll definitely be able to fight them. Luo Tianjin saw that Chen Shang was extremely worried, and comforted him. I feel that I have almost broken through. At that time, I will be able to cultivate the primordial divine body, and I'll try to communicate with someone above myriad Dao. After you finish cultivating the primordial divine body, there will be someone above myriad Dao who will contact you. As for what they will contact you for, I don't know. This is a legend I heard from myriad Dao Divine Mountain. Chen Shang had always wanted to talk to myriad Dao Dan God, but there was nothing he could do. Right, Dao Father, you definitely will succeed. Chen Shang looked at Feng Ke who was inside the Yuyao Mountain Villa. She had not completed the formation. The heaven-devouring rat that was released by Chen Shang suddenly realized that there was a red light in the sky, and after the red light enveloped the ground, it actually seeped into the ground. What is this energy? Just as Chen Shang finished speaking, he saw a red light drilling into the cave they were in. To his horror, this red light actually carried a bit of time and space power. Such a large area of covered red light, along with the time and space power, showed just how terrifying this person's power was. Luo Tianjin looked solemn. This should be a strange light that can search through all living beings. World-defying stage clan has so many methods, we need to quickly leave this place. Chen Shang anxiously teleported with Luo Tianjin, but when he went outside, he found that the red light was everywhere, shining like sunlight on the ground, and it could even penetrate through everything. It was extremely strange. So that's how it is. You actually know how to use the time and space power. No wonder ordinary spatial shackles could not trap you. Mirong Honglian suddenly appeared behind Chen Shang. Chen Shang did not turn back to look and immediately teleported, but this time, he was not able to escape. Although he had successfully teleported, after he teleported, he saw a beautiful lady dressed in purple appear in front of him. Are you someone from the world-defying stage clan? Luo Tianjin immediately asked. He could tell that the girl was not someone who could cultivate the divine body. She was someone he could defeat, because he was currently at the peak of the world-defying stage. Arrogant Mirong family, Mirong Honglian. She smiled and replied politely. From the looks of it, you are not the kind of person to kill and rob. But from the looks of it, you are here to retrieve my world-defying green dragon. Chen Shang snorted. He was also a saint-ranked world-defying stage, he wasn't afraid of this woman. The group of men in black gave him the impression that they were emotionless. In battle, they would attack at all costs and would not care about their own life. If there was 1 or 2, it would be easy to deal with, but if he was surrounded by a large group of men, it would be very dangerous. If you give it to me yourself, I won't make things difficult for you, and I can even protect you as you leave this place alive. Do you know that there's a fellow lying on the ground outside waiting for his servants to come and get your world-defying green dragon? Mirong Honglian said with a faint smile hanging on his face. An unreasonable woman. Even if I were to destroy her with my world-defying green dragon, I would never give her to you. Don't count on me. Chen Shang had already summoned his heavenly magic sword, and said to Luo Tianjin, Dao Ancestor, just watch from the side. It's enough to take care of those black flies. Mirong Honglian was startled, then she could not help but droop her head and look at her chest. Her chest was not very big, but when Chen Shang said this to her, it was obvious that he was mocking her chest because she was too small. This made her frown, and she looked like she was about to get angry, but she only laughed softly afterwards. Then forget it, I don't want your world-defying green dragon. Seeing Chen Shang being so serious, looking as if he was about to die, Murong Honglian chuckled. Why not again? Just as Chen Shang wanted to attack, he heard the words of the other party and found it hard to believe. Because I believe what you just said. If I were to forcibly snatch it, you would have definitely perished together with me, or perished together with your own world-defying green dragon. In the end, I still get nothing. Wouldn't I have ended up doing everything for nothing? Murong Honglian laughed. You were able to cultivate a world-defying green dragon, you must have some exceptional qualities. I feel that I might not be able to defeat you. Luo Tianjin saw 4 golden lights flying over from afar and frowned. Something's wrong. Chen Shang also felt the 4 powerful and terrifying auras. It's the world-defying stage who cultivated the divine body. Chen Shang looked at Murong Honglian. Is this your partner? 4 gold slaves of the He clan. You met a black-clothed slave before, so your strength is a little weaker. And 4 gold slaves is very strong. Murong Honglian said, I shall take my leave. Murong Honglian then disappeared, and the red light she left here also disappeared, as the 4 gold slaves had already surrounded them. Let's go, Luo Tianjin shouted as he hurried to bring away. This time, they were not able to get rid of the 4 gold slaves as easily as before, and they were quickly locked on. These world-defying stage clan sure have a lot of tricks up their sleeves. Chen Shang could feel that the other party had used an extremely strange power to lock onto him and track him. Boom. The myriad Dao Mausoleums had already started their attacks. They chased after Chen Shang and attacked him at the same time, using the extremely strong world-defying stage divine power every time they attacked. Luckily it was not the lady just now, she had a profound understanding of the time and space power. Chen Shang still felt that Murong Honglian was more terrifying, and although the 4 gold slaves behind him was scary and his power was fierce, they were temporarily not a threat to them. Chapter 3064. You're not bad either. If they chased me like this, I would have been beaten to a pulp a long time ago. Luo Tianjin didn't have a time and space power like Chen Shang. Chen Shang brought him everywhere to teleport. Fortunately, the myriad Dao Mausoleum was still quite big, but after less than an hour, there were already thousands of holes in the place. The crater that was blasted out was like a huge city, and its depths could not be seen. All of you, hold on for a while longer. My array formation will be finished soon. Feng Ke said. All right. Chen Shang obviously wanted to quickly leave this place and return to the Dan God mysterious land. That place would at least be safer. Murong Honglian watched from the air and had even been tracking Chen Shang. He wondered if she had returned and was not able to forget about his world-defying green dragon. This guy really has some skills. Murong Honglian was born in the world-defying stage clan, and was born in the world-defying stage. However, she had worked hard only to cultivate to the peak of the world-defying stage's sacred body, so it was still a little difficult for her to cultivate to the primordial divine body. Even though the 4 gold slaves chasing after Chen Shang had the primordial divine body, these cold-blooded creatures had no emotions. Even so, they were still very strong, and Murong Honglian did not dare face them directly. On the other hand, Chen Shang was able to escape under the berserk chase of the gold slaves without suffering any injuries. This guy is called Chen Shang, he seems to be hiding a very strong strength. Murong Honglian was suddenly very interested in Chen Shang, and continued to observe him. More than 2 hours had passed. Feng Ke had finally set up the array. Ride on a 6 realms mirrors and activate that formation. Then, you can leave the myriad Dao Mausoleum. Feng Ke said. Chen Shang immediately took out his 6 realms mirrors and climbed on it with Luo Tianjin. Then, he activated the formation inside, teleported to the edge, and rushed towards the barrier that sealed space and time. Murong Honglian did not know what Chen Shang was doing either. She was sure that Chen Shang was unable to break through this spatial seal, because this spatial seal was created by the Murong family's powerful arrogant array disc. Chen Shang rode on his 6 realms mirrors and rushed towards the spatial seal barrier, and very smoothly flew out. He actually went out. Murong Honglian was extremely shocked, and followed right after. However, after following her out, she had actually lost her target. She did not sense any spatial fluctuations, so Chen Zhang's presence was not left behind. That woman is really sinister. She actually followed me in secret. I think we should have ditched her now. Just now, Chen Shang had used the counter power to completely conceal the entire 6 realms mirrors, and with the seal's power, he could only hide everything from Murong Honglian. After they came out, they also saw that huge tiger. The back of the tiger was able to build a villa, so it could be seen how big the tiger was. This guy is from He clan, right? Just you wait, Chen Shang snorted, then left the Myriad Dao Mausoleum. After teleporting a few times, he headed towards the Dan God Mysterious Land. Murong Honglian, you got it? The young master of the He clan asked. No, he ran away. That guy is not simple, don't blame me for not telling you. Murong Honglian smiled sweetly, with her curved eyebrows. Are you afraid of him? I never thought that a famous powerful woman from the Murong family would be afraid of Immortal. The He clan's young master could not help but laugh, his laugh was filled with contempt. I am not afraid, but I will not do anything that I am not confident in. I am not confident that I can obtain the world-defying green dragon from him. Of course, I'm sure I can kill him, but what's the use of killing him? I can't get a world-defying green dragon, and I even wasted energy. Murong Honglian shook his head and sighed. Do your best, I hope you can get your hands on the world-defying green dragon as soon as possible. Not long after Murong Honglian left, 10 or so people appeared, their bodies enveloped in light aura, all of them were extremely powerful, looking at their temperament and clothes, they were the same as the young master of He clan, and should be disciples of world-defying stage clan. Everyone disperse, you guys came late. The He clan lord snorted, with your speed, you can only eat shit. You with the surname He, you didn't get the world-defying green dragon either, right? A blue-clothed man laughed, if you get it, with your character, you will definitely go to the sky. But you don't. That's right, from what you said just now, it seemed as though you ate your own feces. I can't be bothered to waste my time with you guys, I'm leaving first. Then, he made that huge tiger fart towards that group of people, and even spat out a large amount of filth. Who knows what it was After the giant tiger disappeared, the group of world-defying stage clan disciples all started to curse. This bastard is still the same as ever. One day, I will slaughter that tiger of his. You only know how to fart to us, you impolite fellow. These disciples of the world-defying stage clan all seemed to have a good relationship with him, but they were not on good terms with him. There is Murong Honglian's chi here, did she come here before? Could it be that Murong Honglian obtained the world-defying green dragon when the one with the surname He came back empty-handed? One of them said while frowning after he sensed Murong Honglian's remaining presence. Murong Honglian kept a low profile. Even if she obtained it, she would say that she did not. This is troublesome, if Murong Honglian were to obtain it, wouldn't the Murong family's strength increase? It must be Murong Honglian's hands. No one can escape her Red Lotus time domain, she must have snatched away the world-defying green dragon. Return and report that Murong Honglian has snatched away the world-defying green dragon. Chen Shang, who had already returned to the Dan God Mysterious Land, naturally did not know that something like this would happen again. If he continued to stay inside, at that time, he would be surrounded and attacked by a group of extremely terrifying world-defying stage clan disciples. It's really dangerous. Although Chen Shang had returned to the Dan God Mysterious Land, he was still very worried. There were many methods in the world-defying stage clan, and there might be a way to find him hiding here. At that time, it would affect the entire natural law world. Dao Father, you can stay here and train. I can't stay here for too long. Chen Shang said. He had already made the absolute decision to stay away from the Dan God Mysterious Land. Before he left, he had to teach those girls how to refine Tianyuan Holy Body Dance so that the entire natural law world could develop quietly. You must be careful. Luo Tianjin was also relatively safe with Chen Shang, especially when he knew that Feng Ke was accompanied by Feng Ke. When Chen Shang returned to the Hundreds of Flowers village, he told LV Kilian and the others about the matters regarding the world-defying stage clan so that they could prepare themselves. Then, he filled them with the desire to go to the incense garden and told the girls about his experience in refining Tianyuan Holy Body Dance as well as went to look for Shui Shenxian and the others, telling them that it would be a while before he could come back. After he finished dealing with this matter, Chen Shang immediately left Natural Law World, and went back inside Divine Wasteland. Chapter 3065. Go look for well-informed ghost first. Using the Six Realms Time and Space Door, Chen Shang actually came to the Myriad Dao Mausoleum once again. The well-informed ghost had always been inside the Myriad Dao Mausoleum, and the seal on the young master of the He clan had already been removed, but the Myriad Dao Mausoleum was already in a dilapidated state, on the verge of collapsing. Well-informed ghost. Chen Shang came to the outside of a mountain and sent a sound transmission to the well-informed ghost inside. Well-informed ghost ran out hastily and told him what had happened in World-Defying Stage Clan, as well as what had happened in Myriad Dao Mausoleum previously. Show me around here. I want to see if I can collect some memories. Well-informed ghost had the innate ability to absorb the remnants of memories in the world. Chen Shang rode on his 6 realms mirrors and flew around the place a few times with well-informed ghost. Because they had killed that kind of black-clothed slave before, even though the black-clothed slave's soul had already dispersed, it was still scattered all over the place. This was also the reason why Chen Shang came to well-informed ghost, to see if well-informed ghost had any way of gathering any news about him. One day passed, and well-informed ghost was pretty much done collecting. How is it? Chen Shang asked. My memories are very messy. I never thought that the world-defying stage clan S would actually be so terrifying, but it's just that the servants are so powerful. Well-informed ghost had already obtained a portion of the black-clothed slave's memories. Tell me about it. Chen Shang was also very curious. There are a total of 6 world-defying stage clan S, but the Mu Rong family and the He clan are the 2 strongest, while the other 4 are relatively weak, so the relationship between the 4 world-defying stage clan S is quite good. Among them, the He clan is the strongest, thus the young master of the He clan was the first to come here, but the young master has never fought on his own. Very few people have seen him do it. He only used the servants by his side, namely the black-clothed servant and the gold-clothed servant. Chen Shang nodded. He had seen this before. Where is the world-defying stage clan? Do you know? Chen Shang asked. They are also in the Divine Wasteland, but they also have their own independent space. It would be difficult to find them. Well-informed ghost sighed. We can only wait for them to come out. Anything else useful? Chen Shang asked again. Is there anything about that He clan's young master? That guy seems to be one of the geniuses in the He clan. In fact, all of the geniuses in the He clan are geniuses. I don't know about anything else, because these black-clothed slaves don't often stay by his side, but only ask for it from the family when he needs it. Quote. The black-clothed slaves were raised by secret techniques. They are a group of people without feelings, so they don't care about these things. This made Chen Shang a little disappointed, because his understanding of the world-defying stage clan S were still not good enough. Do you have any memories related to Murong Honglian? Chen Shang asked again. No. Well-informed ghost shook his head. Seeing Chen Zhang's disappointed look, the well-informed ghost continued, although there is no information that you need, these black-clothed slaves all have a place in their minds. They are often sent to this place to find something, and this place is right in Divine Wasteland. Do you know how to get there? Chen Zhang's eyes lit up. I know. According to the black-clothed slaves' memories, that place is very important to them, so they often go there, sometimes to search, sometimes to protect something, or to do something there. In short, they have all kinds of memories, but their memories are too messy and they are lacking a lot. The well-informed ghost said. All right, let's go now. Chen Shang immediately brought well-informed ghost out of the Myriad Dao Mausoleum, then rode on the 6 realms mirrors and flew in the direction indicated by the well-informed ghost. A woman in a white dress appeared in the air. She was hiding within the clouds and did not reveal any of her aura. This guy actually dared to come back. If I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't be able to be sure. Murong Honglian had left her own time and space power in the Myriad Dao Mausoleum before. Although it was very weak, it allowed her to sense some of the things that were happening inside. At first, she didn't believe it, but the feeling was too strong, and she had no choice but to personally rush over to take a look. She did not expect that Chen Shang, who had escaped from the encirclement of the He clan's young master, would actually come back. Now, world-defying stage clan thinks that I have obtained a world-defying green dragon. I clearly didn't get it, but they didn't believe what I said, and even said that I was trying to keep a low profile and deliberately hid it. Murong Honglian was helpless in such a situation. Even the people from the Mu Rong family thought that she had obtained the world-defying green dragon. Looks like I can't keep a low profile anymore. Murong Honglian chased after him and secretly followed Chen Shang. This guy already noticed that I was following him last time. I definitely cannot let him find out this time. Chen Shang didn't know that Murong Honglian was following behind him, and he also didn't think that Murong Honglian would return either. Thus, he was extremely at ease as he flew with well-informed ghost to the place where the black-clothed slaves frequently went. His speed was very fast, and he used time and space power to teleport a large distance away from time to time, but Murong Honglian had to struggle to keep up with him. If not for her grasping the time and space power, she would have lost him long ago. If that fellow from He clan came to follow him, he would have definitely lost him not long after. In the past, I worked so hard to learn the time and space power, and it wasn't in vain. Murong Honglian could not help but reveal a sweet smile. A few days later, Chen Shang got closer and closer to that place. It's a stone forest. From high up in the sky, Chen Shang had already seen many gigantic rocks in front of him. When these rocks fell onto the ground, the largest was at least 3,000 meters tall, and looked like a mountain of various sizes. However, these were not mountains. They were all broken boulders, and there were even rocks that were straight like big trees. Therefore, they looked like a forest made of rocks. He actually wants to go here. When Murong Honglian saw the boundless stone forest in the distance, she couldn't help but be shocked. In the instant she was shocked, she accidentally leaked a bit of her aura. Someone is nearby. Chen Shang immediately sensed it and looked towards a white cloud in the sky. Then, using the Dao Heart Eye, he saw a ball of soft red light, but that ball of red light quickly disappeared. Murong Honglian, Chen Shang shouted, "You tramp, hurry up and come out, I've already discovered you." Murong Honglian immediately teleported in front of Chen Shang. Although Chen Shang had said that she was a follower, she was not angry, and said with a smile, "You really have some skills, to be able to find me again. Why are you following me?" Although Chen Shang was calm, he was very surprised in his heart. This woman actually knew that he was returning to the Myriad Dao Mausoleum and was following him secretly, which was extremely dangerous. Curious, Murong Honglian curled his lips. "What are you doing in this place?" "You know this place?" Chen Shang looked at the stone forest in front of him. "Of course I know. Is right in front of us, it will be very dangerous to go in." Murong Honglian said, "None of us world-defying stage clan S are allowed to enter." Chapter 3066. Can the world-defying stage clan really not enter? Chen Shang had heard from the well-informed ghost that the black-clothed slaves had frequently entered the room. "Yes, we will be punished if we enter. Of course, I'm not sure about what will happen if other people enter, but they're probably not much better." Murong Honglian was smiling a while ago, but when she mentioned this matter, she was serious. Chen Shang could even see a hint of fear in her eyes. Murong Honglian possessed such a powerful cultivation level, but she still felt that it was scary inside. "But before I've seen some guys go in." Chen Shang was also really curious to know what was inside. Now he somewhat understood that He clan could not enter, so he let the black-clothed slave go. Looks like what Murong Honglian said was true. There was definitely danger inside, but Murong Honglian himself was not clear about it, so he could not tell Chen Shang too much. "Who went in?" Murong Honglian asked. She knew that no one had ever gone in. Even if they had, they would never be able to come out, and it was an extremely dangerous and mysterious place for world-defying stage clan like her. "Black-clothed slave," Chen Shang said. "Didn't I kill the black-clothed slave before? I found their memories of entering this Myriad Dao forest from the fragments of their memories." Quote. "As for why they want to go in, I don't know." "Do you know?" Chen Shang looked at Murong Honglian, who was deep in thought. Murong Honglian was very surprised when he heard Chen Shang say that the black-clothed slave would go in, and then fell into deep thought. After a while, Murong Honglian shook his head. "I don't know. He clan often does some mysterious things. I can only ask the elders of the Murong family. Those black-clothed slaves have no emotions, and would not be afraid if they go in. But, you must not go in, and will die inside." Quote. "Those black-clothed slaves are fine even if they enter. What will happen to me?" Chen Shang laughed. "Don't be so concerned about me, it's easy to make me think that I'm sentimental." Humph. Murong Honglian stuck his tongue out at Chen Shang, then snorted, "This is all for your own good. You possess the world-defying green dragon, so I want to see how much you will grow in the end, so you can't go in, and I don't want you to die inside." Quote. "You're not my wife. If you say you won't let me in, then so be it." Chen Shang snickered, and then, he flew in on his 6 realms mirrors. Just as his 6 realms mirrors had begun to move, red light suddenly appeared all around him. In the blink of an eye, he was enveloped by a red domain. This was Murong Honglian's Red Lotus Time domain. "If I say I won't let you in, then I won't let you in. You have to listen to me," Murong Honglian said in a tender voice. "If you promise me, I will let you leave my domain. Otherwise, you can escape from my domain as long as you defeat me." Chen Shang looked at his surroundings and sighed. Then, he placed well-informed Ghost into the Six Realms mirrors and put it away. The moment Chen Shang said this, he wanted to teleport over, but he did not succeed. Murong Honglian's spatial and temporal domain had already restricted others' time and space power, so he could not use it. Unless his time and space power was much stronger than Murong Honglian's, he would not be able to break through the restrictions imposed on him by this domain. Murong Honglian chuckled, "Now do you know how powerful I am? There's nothing to be proud of. You're just a little stronger than me." Chen Shang curled his lips and then flew over. He wanted to attack Murong Honglian, but Murong Honglian was like a fish in water within his spatial domain, easily dodging the attack. Chen Shang could not use time and space power to teleport right now. Murong Honglian was just like a mischievous little bird in front of him, it was difficult for him to catch her. "Don't force me to be serious." Chen Zhang's expression became serious. "If you still don't remove this domain, I'll be angry. I just want to see how much money you have when you're serious." Murong Honglian gently stroked her hair and mischievously laughed. "All right then." Chen Shang took out the Heavenly Alchemy Emperor seal and said, "I want to see how strong this domain of yours is." Soon after, his Heavenly Alchemy Emperor seal suddenly grew in size, and even released a blinding green light. Seeing this, Murong Honglian was shocked. This was actually the power of a world-defying green dragon, and after feeling that powerful and unparalleled dragon power, it made her feel no small amount of pressure. "Don't even think about succeeding." Murong Honglian knew that Chen Shang wanted to use the power of the world-defying green dragon, so she became more serious. However, the Heavenly Alchemy Emperor seal continued to shake and grow bigger. Roar. Following the sound of a dragon's roar, the Heavenly Alchemy Emperor seal suddenly expanded by several times, becoming like a huge mountain. The red silk cloth wrapped around it also began to dissipate, and the red lotus time domain instantly disintegrated as well. The Heavenly Alchemy Emperor seal was like a huge mountain floating in the air, covering the sky as it shimmered with azure light. The scariest thing was that there was a gigantic green dragon coiled above the Heavenly Alchemy Emperor seal. Its gigantic dragon head was majestic and solemn. Looking down from the sky, it looked down at the world with disdain, causing Murong Honglian's beautiful face to turn pale from fright. At this time, Chen Shang also deeply felt the world-defying beast's terror. After the world-defying green dragon cultivated to large success stage, it had actually become so terrifying. Right at the moment when Murong Honglian's domain was broken, Chen Shang anxiously teleported to him, releasing 6 realms mirrors behind her, releasing a powerful sealing force that sealed Murong Honglian, preventing her from moving. "You let me go." Murong Honglian was shocked, she never thought that there would be a seal that could seal her. This seal was released by Feng Ka, of course he could seal her. Hee. Chen Shang smiled in thanks, and then, he carried her from the back. He still had one hand on her abdomen, and then, the arm slowly slid upwards. "Bastard I'm not done with you." She did not expect Chen Shang to be so shameless. What made her even more surprised was that Chen Shang had hugged her from the back and even blew air into her ears, kissing her earlobe. Although Murong Honglian was not a breathtakingly beautiful woman, her delicateness was still extremely valuable. It gave her a very warm and gentle feeling, and Chen Shang could not let go of her at this moment. "What a special woman you are." Chen Shang sucked in the fragrance on her body and laughed wickedly. However, his hands still lingered around Murong Honglian's abdomen without moving up. Murong Honglian had been gritting his teeth the entire time as he scolded Chen Shang. Chen Shang rubbed her face and chuckled, "Forget it, I'm just giving you a lesson." Afterwards, he removed the seal on Murong Honglian's body, causing her to heave a sigh of relief. The moment she broke the seal, she wanted to retaliate, but after thinking for a while, she decided not to. Chen Shang only kissed her on her earlobe and face, hugging her for a bit wasn't much of a loss. Chapter 3067. In the end, Murong Honglian had still severely underestimated Chen Zhang's strength, especially Chen Zhang's world-defying green dragon. It was far stronger than what she had imagined, and it was also that kind of mysterious and unfathomable sealing power that caused her to be unable to move for a short period of time. She was glad that Chen Shang was a good person. If he was a pervert that was so bad to the bones, she might have been stripped naked by Chen Shang by now, and even "Aren't you interested in me?" Murong Honglian had already recovered, and actually revealed a sweet smile. "I have a lot of women, so I don't need you. I really have no interest in you." Chen Shang laughed. "I want to go inside to take a look, do you want to come along?" When Murong Honglian said this, Murong Honglian felt a little uncomfortable. She had thought that Chen Shang was drooling over her beauty, but she didn't expect that she wouldn't be able to seduce Chen Shang. No, you're not allowed to go either. Murong Honglian was still worried that Chen Shang would die inside. She didn't know why, but she didn't want Chen Shang to die inside. She teleported in front of Chen Shang, stopped him, and said with a cold face, "Listen to me for once, if you enter, you'll die." Chen Shang originally wanted to talk with her a little more, but he suddenly felt a lot of powerful auras rushing towards him. He frowned. Not good, the disciples of the otherworld Defying stage clan S have arrived. Murong Honglian also sensed it at this moment, and scolded in a low voice, "This group of bastards, they definitely came because they sensed the aura of the world-defying green dragon. That bastard from He clan is also here, you must be careful, he definitely brought enough servants here this time." Quote. "Looks like I have to go in now. At the very least, I'll just be chased by those servants." Chen Shang laughed, "Are you really not coming?" Murong Honglian shook his head. "I'm not going, you go in, I'll stall those bastards." They had always thought that I had obtained the world-defying green dragon. Although I had said that I had not obtained it, they all thought that I had killed you while I was still in Myriad Dao Mausoleum, so this time, they felt the world-defying green dragon's aura and hurried over. Quote. Chen Shang had already kept his Heavenly Alchemy Emperor seal and patted Murong Honglian's shoulder. "Don't worry, I will definitely come out alive." "Alright, I'll believe you again. Quickly go in." Murong Honglian struck his palm towards Chen Shang, releasing a ray of red light. It was a powerful time and space power, and instantly blasted Chen Shang into the Myriad Dao forest. After Chen Shang went in, he looked at the back and discovered that he was already inside the Myriad Dao forest. "Well-informed ghost, you stay inside the Six Realms mirrors and don't come out. It's more dangerous outside." Chen Shang had already sensed that something was wrong, but he couldn't pinpoint what was wrong. In short, he felt a sense of unease. The well-informed ghost said, "No, let me go out and see if I can collect some soul fragments here. Only then will you be able to quickly understand this place." Chen Shang had felt the same way before, but he thought that it was too dangerous because the well-informed ghost's cultivation was not high and he was not knowledgeable about the situation, so if there was a sudden situation, there was a high possibility of him being unable to protect the well-informed ghost. "Hurry up and let me out, I don't need much time." The well-informed ghost said, "As long as you let me out, I will use my strongest power to gather the remnant souls outside. Although the consumption is great, it will be done very quickly." All right. In the end, Chen Shang agreed and let well-informed ghost sit on top of the Six Realms mirrors. He instructed Feng Ke to be ready to release the seals to protect them anytime. He urged the Six Realms mirrors to fly within this Myriad Dao forest, and the speed of its flight was extremely fast, moreover, it was flying in circles. This was in order to go to more places, so that the well-informed ghost could collect remnant souls. All right, I've completed it. In just an hour, well-informed ghost had already collected a lot of residual souls, and he looked exhausted. Chen Shang quickly let him enter the Six Realms mirrors. "I need about a day," well-informed ghost said immediately after entering. Chen Shang flew around this wasteland that was filled with huge rocks, and didn't encounter anything. He had no purpose, and could only fly around randomly. This wasteland was extremely flat. The further they went in, the more straight the rocks were. They were as straight as the trunk of a tree, and very tall as well. Myriad Dao Forest. Chen Shang felt that it was a pity that he did not ask Murong Honglian about this matter previously. Right now, he could only wait for well-informed ghost to organize those memories. At night, Chen Shang flew to the side of a giant boulder. This rock was 10,000 feet high, and stood square on the ground like a giant stone slab. The edges are really neat, as if they were precisely cut by someone. Chen Shang flew up to the top and looked around to check the edges, and it looked like he used something to cut it out. There were a lot of strange stones, and a lot of huge round stones as well. "I can't see anything with the Dao Heart Eye." Chen Shang used the Dao Heart Eye to carefully examine it, but he did not find any signs of energy fluctuations. After he flew a bit further, he threw a punch towards that huge stone slab. The powerful force smashed into it, and even though there was a series of explosive sounds, that stone did not have any reaction. It actually absorbed his strength. "So strange," Chen Shang exclaimed. After that, he threw a few punches, but he couldn't injure the rock, so he didn't continue. "I wonder if I can place this stone in my Divine Sense Sea world." Chen Shang really liked this square stone. If placed in his divine sense sea world, it would be able to increase the scenery. He had used the powerful time and space power to move the gigantic square-shaped stone tablet to his divine sense sea world, but he did not succeed because the stone was absorbing his time and space power. I don't believe it. Chen Shang continued to release even stronger time and space power, but the speed at which the stone was absorbing continued. He was originally planning to give up, but suddenly he saw the stone slab light up. On the flat surface of the stone slab, he saw something. It's the Murong Red Lotus. Chen Shang saw a patch of red, which was Murong Honglian's Red Lotus time domain. And inside this space-time domain, there was an extremely huge tiger. It was the huge tiger of the young master of He clan. Murong Honglian was fighting against the 4 gold slaves of the young master of the He clan. What's going on? It's good that you can hear them. Just as he finished speaking, he heard a sound, making him extremely happy. This stone had this kind of ability. After absorbing his time and space power, it could let him see what he wanted to see. Miss Red Lotus, why did you fight with them? Chen Shang asked. You must have dragged this out for too long. Chen Shang had only tried to see if he could speak to Murong Honglian, but she was the only one who could hear him. Where are you? When Murong Honglian heard her voice, he was shocked. He thought that Chen Shang was using some kind of secret technique to send a sound transmission to her, and was even able to see that she was fighting. Chapter 3068. After all, Murong Honglian was only at the peak of the sacred ranked world-defying stage, but when she faced He clan, she did not have the strength to resist, so she could only teleport to avoid their attacks. I'm in the myriad Dao forest, I'm already in the depths. You don't have to drag them any longer. Chen Shang said. I don't want to waste time with them here either, but they firmly believe that I have obtained the world-defying green dragon, which is why they wanted to force me to release them. Murong Honglian said, I have no choice. What if you can release it? A thought suddenly came to Chen Zhang's mind. If I can release them, I'll make them give up. They definitely won't dare to rob me, as the Murong family behind me is quite powerful. Murong Honglian said. Chen Shang had already summoned his world-defying green dragon, and had it fly towards the huge stone slab in front of them. Inside the image, there was the image of Murong Honglian. The world-defying green dragon flew very fast, and in a moment it was already in front of the stone slab. Chen Shang gritted his teeth and let the world-defying green dragon crash into him, and actually went in, and even went to Murong Honglian's side. Murong Honglian was stunned, because the world-defying green dragon suddenly appeared behind her back. The world-defying green dragon became very small in Chen Zhang's hands, like a tame little snake coiling around Murong Honglian's arm. It really succeeded. This is simply a spatial gate, and it's very powerful as well. It can penetrate through the domain of Murong Honglian, the Red Lotus domain. Before, Chen Shang only thought about it, but now he succeeded. As expected, the world-defying green dragon is in your hands. You've finally admitted to it. Young Master He clan's voice came from the villa on the back of the gigantic tiger. Now let's see if you are worthy enough to have the world-defying green dragon or not. 4 gold slaves, kill the world-defying green dragon. Quote. Chen Shang, did you get it? Quick, get rid of him, I can't protect your world-defying green dragon. Murong Honglian panicked. She did not know how Chen Shang did it, nor did she have the time to ask. She only wanted to get rid of He clan's sir. Go on by yourself. Isn't this your Red Lotus time and space domain? Chen Shang said. When that time comes, that bastard he will use his He clan's divine equipment to envelop everyone outside. I won't be able to leave. Murong Honglian anxiously said. Just as she finished speaking, the world-defying green dragon that was wrapped around her arm transformed into a green lightning bolt and struck into the air, releasing a strong roar. After the green light flashed, an incomparably large green dragon appeared, instantly shattering the Red Lotus time domain, and even destroyed the golden light barrier outside. Watch how I take care of them. Chen Shang sneered. The world-defying green dragon hovered in the sky, covering the sky. The giant tiger carrying the villa was already big enough, but in front of the world-defying green dragon, it was no different than an ant. I have to use even more power now. Chen Shang began to borrow the power of the other 5 beasts, concentrating all of them onto the world-defying green dragon, causing the world-defying green dragon to become even more terrifying. After the world-defying green dragon roared a few times, its body underwent a huge change. The dragon's body had the red scales of a fire unicorn, and it was even emitting flames. Following that, the vermilion bird's wings appeared, and on the Qilin plate, the rigid tortoise shell of a black tortoise also appeared. Is this even an azure dragon? Murong Honglian was stunned. She did not feel the power of the other 5 beasts on the world-defying green dragon's body, she only felt that this dragon was extremely beautiful and terrifying. 4 gold slaves, seize that dragon. An excited roar came from the manor on the back of the giant tiger. However, as soon as the sound was heard, the huge dragon's flaming dragon tail hacked down like a world-splitting giant axe, instantly splitting the huge tiger into 2. The manor was also destroyed from above. Roar A. The red fire dragon roared furiously as it stared at the 4 gold slaves. Its sun-like eyes suddenly flashed, and shot out 2 streaks of flame and lightning towards one of the golden slaves who was charging at it. With an explosive sound, that golden slave instantly exploded into a golden beam of light. Following that, the red fire dragon released the Suzaku fire wing from its back. Countless fire feathers flew out like a torrential storm, bringing along a strong killing intent that enveloped the entire area. The other 3 golden slaves were hit by Huoyu. Their bodies had countless holes in them, and then were stabbed by Huoyu. In the end, they were blasted into smithereens by the flaming lightning released by the dragon eye. The black clouds were dyed red by the flames released from the dragon's body. As the fiery clouds collided with the red lightning, it seemed as if the entire world would be conquered by this terrifying crimson fire dragon. Immediately after, the dragon roared again, spitting out a ball of flame. The moment the flame appeared, the ground started to crack, the entire land seemed to tremble in fear as if it was the birth of a giant beast. This was the power of the ground-suppressing immortal elephant, and the ball of flame carried a berserk lightning bolt as it charged towards the gigantic tiger that was split into 2 halves. In the blink of an eye, the gigantic tiger was struck by the ball of flame, and in an instant, the flames spread out in all directions. The gigantic tiger had been split into 2. Murong Honglian, who was floating in mid-air, was scared silly. 4 gold slaves and giant tiger had both been instantly killed. What kind of strength was this? She never thought that Chen Shang was actually hiding such a terrifying strength. Chen Shang sat on the 6 realms mirrors' back and looked at the image that appeared on the stone wall in shock. He had never known that his own 6 beasts was actually so terrifying. He could not understand either, because this kind of power was completely different from his own. If he managed to cultivate the primordial divine body, then perhaps this kind of power would be more or less, but right now, he wasn't. Murong Honglian, you actually killed the 4 gold slaves of our He clan. The He clan lord did not die. He was standing on a flying disc that was enveloped in a dense golden light. This has nothing to do with me. Murong Honglian didn't know whether to laugh or cry, because this world-defying green dragon really wasn't hers. She didn't know where Chen Shang got it from, and she didn't know why it had become so terrifying. Chen Shang hurriedly took back the world-defying green dragon. After the world-defying green dragon successfully returned to his divine sense sea world, he was a lot more at ease. He was still worried that he would not be able to take it back. The heaven and earth had returned to normal, but the outside of the myriad Dao forest was a complete mess. The group of disciples from the other world-defying stage clan were also scared silly by the scarlet fire dragon. They never knew that there was such a terrifying world-defying beast in the world. It wasn't a world-defying green dragon at all. The most important thing was that such a strong beast was actually in the hands of Murong Honglian, the woman. Just wait with me, my He clan is not finished. His beloved mount looked as if it had been cut into 2 by a dragon tail, and in the end, it had even turned into dust. The 4 gold slaves that he had spent a lot of effort to borrow, was also gone. As the young master of the He clan left, the disciples of the other world-defying stage clan also left in shock and fear, leaving Murong Honglian floating in the air blankly. What the FK is this? I didn't do anything. Murong Honglian looked around. She really didn't do anything. It was Chen Shang controlling the terrifying scarlet fire dragon from behind. Chen Shang, where are you? Murong Honglian could only ask Chen Shang. Chapter 3069. Chen Shang was still in the myriad Dao forest. After he recalled the world-defying green dragon back, he was also thinking about why his world-defying green dragon suddenly became so strong. One must know that when he fought with Murong Honglian, he had released world-defying green dragon S, but at that time, even if he hadn't absorbed the powers of the other 5 beasts, he wouldn't have been so strong. I'm in the myriad Dao forest. Chen Shang looked at the gigantic stone tablet in front of him. He suspected that the world-defying green dragon had become exceptionally strong after passing through this area. Then Then how did you get the world-defying green dragon here? She had never entered the Myriad Dao forest, but she knew that Chen Shang would definitely be very far away from her inside the Myriad Dao forest. It's a long story, I'll tell you again when I have the chance. Chen Shang released the world-defying green dragon from the Myriad Dao forest, then gathered the power of the 5 beasts into the world-defying green dragon's body. However, the world-defying green dragon had only grown in size and hadn't become a crimson fire dragon like before. The power of the other 5 beasts hasn't perfectly fused into the dragon's body. Chen Shang looked at the world-defying green dragon floating in the sky and furrowed his brows. Now he was sure that the world-defying green dragon could only absorb the power of the other 5 beasts and use the stone slab to become the crimson fire dragons. The scarlet fire dragon was extremely strong, it could easily kill the 4 golden slaves. This kind of power was unimaginable even to Chen Shang. I must take this thing away. We. After Chen Shang put away the world-defying green dragon, he told Feng Ke what had just happened so that he could think of a way to take away the stone tablet. I'll go out and try. Feng Ke carried the 6 realms mirrors and flew above the stone slab. No one knew what kind of seal she used to make the 6 realms mirrors face the stone tablet and emit a white glow. The giant rock board was instantly covered in white light, and after that, the entire rock board gradually shrank and entered the 6 realms mirrors as mirror. How did you succeed? Chen Shang felt that it was hard to believe. I'm so amazing, so this kind of thing won't trouble me. Feng Ke laughed complacently. This is mainly because I used a type of seal to seal the stone tablet to resist the power of space. Then, I used a different type of formation to absorb the stone tablet into the 6 realms mirrors. This sealing power is really powerful. Chen Shang praised. Come here, let me see what's so special about these stone tablets. Well-informed Ghost had not organized all the memories, otherwise Chen Shang would have a better understanding of this Myriad Dao forest. Let me see if I can see anything through the stone slabs. Chen Shang sent his consciousness into the space inside the 6 realms mirrors, but discovered that there were no stone slabs inside. What's going on? Chen Shang anxiously asked Feng Ke. He's gone. Feng Ke shouted in alarm, and then she hid herself inside the 6 realms mirrors. A moment later, she ran out from inside and laughed. That stone tablet is very strange, it has already fused with the 6 realms mirrors. Why can't I feel it? Chen Shang permeated his consciousness into the 6 realms mirrors, but he did not find any slate that had fused in. Try injecting the time and space power into the 6 realms mirrors again. Feng Ke said. Chen Shang tried it and sure enough, it worked. He saw Mirong Honglian through the reflection of the 6 realms mirrors and he immediately teleported to Divine Wasteland. Where is she? Chen Shang felt that it was a pretty good idea for 6 realms mirrors to be able to see other people. I wonder if we can look at the others. Chen Shang tried to look for Shui Shenxian and the others, but failed. He could only continue to observe Mirong Honglian. Mirong Honglian quickly came to a stop, probably teleporting to the place she wanted to go. He's gone. Chen Shang saw a red light flash on Mirong Honglian's body, and he disappeared. He must have entered his Mirong family. Feng Ke said, this thing can only see people from the same world. Mirong Honglian's family is not in the same space with the Divine Wasteland. Chen Shang, who was waiting for the well-informed ghost, was very bored right now. He could only run to the other big rocks and try various things there, wanting to see if there were any special effects. However, these stones were just ordinary stones. They were immediately shattered, unlike the huge square stone slab from before. These stones are really strange. After Chen Shang smashed 2 of the stones to pieces, he continued to test out the other stones. He threw a punch across the sky, using the power of the meteor Immortal power to circulate the power of the world-defying stage Divine power, and released a ball of light that resembled a shooting star, striking the round boulder. After hitting the rock, he felt that it would explode. However, it did not. Instead, it was directly sent flying up. He actually flew away. Chen Shang looked at the circular stone that disappeared into the sky and couldn't help but be stunned. That rock should be very light. It should be able to withstand your attack and fly away. Feng Ke was also very interested in the rocks here. This was something very strange that she had seen before, especially the square stone. Daybreak, well-informed Ghost had finally sorted out the residual soul memories he had collected. There's a result. He was currently inside the 6 realms mirrors, so he did not know about what Chen Shang had done before, nor did he know that the 6 realms mirrors had fused together with a strange stone. What is so magical about this place? Chen Shang asked quickly. This is a place where one's Tao heart perishes. The well-informed ghost said, or should we say it is because after some fellows above myriad Tao die, their Tao hearts will fall here, forming pieces of stone. Quote. Even those above myriad Tao will die. Chen Shang was very surprised at this. He thought that people who had reached that level should never die. They can die, but most of these guys were killed by someone else. Feng Ke said. What exactly is a Tao heart? Chen Shang asked. It means that all sorts of different types of Tao energy essences have different types of power. If one cultivated fire, then the essence of Tao power would be fire. If one cultivated lightning, then it would be lightning. And so on and so forth. There are many different types of Taos, all of which are Tao energy essences. However, none of the Tao energy essences mentioned in any of the memories are actually Tao energy essences. Quote. It was already not bad that the well-informed ghost was able to obtain this information. That's all. Feng Ke was still curious about many things. Of course there are, but it's not much. Because most of those memories are miscellaneous stuff, I just picked out the more useful ones. The world-defying stage clan cannot enter this place, because they are under the myriad Tao's care, and this is a land where their Tao hearts perish. The myriad Tao does not allow them to have the Tao heart here, because if he obtains the Tao heart here, they will be able to leave the control of the myriad Tao. Chapter 3070. The Tao heart actually had such a great benefit. Chen Shang looked around at the huge rocks. How many people with Tao hearts would have to die to have so many Tao hearts? So many people have died. It's really scary. Chen Shang never thought that there would be so many people above the myriad Tao. Some have been executed. Those people who should be killed are all existences at the peak of world-defying stage. The well-informed ghost said, if world-defying stage clan has these Tao hearts, they might be able to break through the peak of world-defying stage and step onto the top of the myriad Tao. That way, they can escape the control of the myriad Tao. Doesn't that mean that there's a killing array here to target them? Feng Ke did not realize that she had guessed it, and planned to look around. After all, this was an array that was set up by the way of the kings. Probably, the well-informed ghost said, there are still some dangers inside, because the so-called Tao heart is uncontrollable, especially those beast Tao hearts, which will become powerful beasts, or have an evil Tao heart, and will also give birth to powerful evil spirits. Quote. The stone tablet that Chen Shang saw earlier should be a very good Tao heart. That Tao heart could fuse with various types of energy, which was why the world-defying green dragon became like that. Right now, he didn't know how to make the world-defying green dragon transform either. Concentrating the 6 beasts' power on one of them would make the world-defying beast become stronger and would not disperse its power. That was why after the 6 beasts merged, it would be able to defeat the 4 gold slaves easily. At the very least, the world-defying stage clan would not dare to enter here and attack me. Chen Shang looked at the rocks around him. He had become extremely cautious. He was worried that these rocks would suddenly turn into powerful beasts and attack him. If the people from the world-defying stage clan were to come in, there is a high chance that they would cause a huge commotion. The well-informed ghost said, how about you, get one of them to come in and try it out. Now that Chen Shang was able to do it, then it would be the woman Murong Honglian. However, he still had a good impression of Murong Honglian. At least he didn't want to kill him and snatch the world-defying green dragon away like the other proud disciples. If there's a chance, I will definitely get one of them to come in. Chen Shang laughed. Right, the Tao hearts here all have energy within them. I wonder if we can use it. The well-informed ghost said, you know how to refine pills. You should be more familiar with these things. Chen Shang did not run into a stone with a special energy inside, which was that square stone was extremely useful, and he stumbled upon it by chance. Alright, let me try and see if I can succeed. Chen Shang used his Tao heart eye to look at these stones. He immediately began to search for stones that contained energy. Some of these boulders were easy to break because the energy within them had already been lost. Therefore, there was no longer any form of defense. They could be shattered with a single punch. When he encountered the flying stone before, it was because he had a certain intelligence and used the strange energy within it to make himself lighter. Then, he flew away under Chen Zhang's powerful punch. Looks like I have to get some snacks. Chen Shang didn't need to use such a violent method now. He directly went to the side of the rock, placed his hands on it, and imbued world-defying stage divine power in it. After a few hours, Chen Shang still did not reap any rewards. Many of the Tao hearts were dead, and it was very difficult to find a living one. However, he still continued, because he knew that it required patience. Moreover, after he witnessed the power of the square slab of stone, he was very interested in the power inside it. This would allow him to patiently search for them one by one. Over 10 days later, when he poured a wave of world-defying stage divine power into a huge oval-shaped rock, he felt that this wave of world-defying stage divine power was rapidly being absorbed, causing him to be overjoyed. I've finally met one. Chen Shang immediately took action, throwing a heavy palm towards the rock. Right after he threw out his palm, the rock immediately started trembling violently, following that it erupted with a burst of gold light, scaring Chen Shang away, because after the gold light shone, it was accompanied by a burst of powerful spirit qi. This is a beast. Chen Shang was stunned, because he could see through the golden light that there was a gigantic beast figure inside that looked like a gorilla. Sure enough, it was a huge beast that looked like a real gorilla. However, its entire body was covered in golden scales, and there were even a few long sword-like backs on its back. The head was like a toad's. The huge beast roared and immediately rushed towards Chen Shang. As it ran, it actually released a burst of spatial energy that wanted to imprison Chen Shang. This beast actually knows how to use the power of space. Chen Shang was completely shocked. It was a good thing that he knew how to use the time and space power and teleport away from the space domain. Very strong. He should have cultivated the primordial divine body. This is a proud beast. Feng Ke said, fortunately, this is not a divine beast, otherwise, it would be much stronger. Chen Shang took out the primordial divine net and placed it down. After the divine net covered the beast, it immediately struggled. Just as it was about to break open the divine net, Feng Ke immediately controlled the 6 realms mirrors to release a seal, trapping the beast inside. Don't kill me, the proud beast suddenly spoke. Chen Shang floated in the air and laughed, I don't have to kill you, but you have to promise me some conditions. Even though this beast that seemed to be so arrogant and powerful, Chen Shang felt that it was useless. If it was used against a person from the world-defying stage clan, with just this big of a body, it would already be a huge, meat target. Speak. The beast that was arrogant in this world didn't just speak, he also used his consciousness to communicate with Chen Shang. Help me find something good here. You must be very familiar with this place. Chen Shang needed a pure energy type of Tao Heart monolith, not this type of living beast. No problem, but this will take time. I've been asleep for a long time, and it was you who woke me up. The proud beast looked around, and upon sensing that many of the giant rocks with Tao hearts had all died, it couldn't help but begin to howl in a low voice. All right, Chen Shang also agreed, and after that he made a blood contract with the arrogant beast. Chen Shang sat on the head of the proud beast and the beast started to sprint. From time to time, he would teleport and sense where the good rocks were. How were you born? Chen Shang was very curious about the origins of this beast, which made him look very strange, to the point that he looked a little ugly. I don't know. I've been here for a long time. Maybe this is the only thing I had in my previous life. The beast said. In his previous life, he was a beast. Moreover, he was above myriad Tao or was even executed. Something has appeared. He looks just like a human. The beast suddenly shouted and pointed in a direction. When Chen Shang looked over, he realized that over a dozen black figures had jumped over. They were actually He clan's black-clothed slaves. Chapter 3071. In the well-informed ghost's memories that he collected, there were the memories of the black-clothed slaves that frequently entered here. It was also because of those memories that he found this place. Can you handle it? Chen Shang asked. If possible, I will hide. Absolutely. The strange beast was extremely confident, and then, Chen Shang went into hiding. Chen Shang recalled the memories he had gathered here before in the well-informed ghost. The Tao Heart boulder inside could allow the people of the world-defying stage clan to break through the control of the myriad Tao. One had to know that the people of the world-defying stage clan were also under the control of the myriad Tao at the same time. They could not break through the peak of the world-defying stage or enter it. Therefore, if the He clan wanted to change this situation, they could cultivate a large number of these powerful black-clothed slaves or gold-clothed slaves, and let them come in here to search for useful things so that they could cultivate and break through. If we let so many people from the He clan die, they might become vigilant. However, they are not afraid, and do not dare to enter. Chen Shang secretly laughed in his heart. At this time, the arrogant strange beast had already rushed over, its frog-like mouth had grown very big, and Chen Shang had thought that it would spit out a golden light or something. Who would have thought that he would spit out so many giant wasps from his mouth? These tens of thousands of wasps were like a huge black shadow that enveloped over, turning into a palm that directly slapped towards the 10 black-clothed slaves. These black-clothed slaves didn't think that the wasp that had just appeared would arrive so quickly. This was the power of space. After the black-clothed slave was covered by the wasp, his body was pierced through by the wasp's stinger, creating countless holes. He's already dead, so fast. Before this, Chen Shang had been chased around by these black-clothed slaves, but he didn't expect that in the eyes of this proud and unusual beast, he was so weak that he couldn't even withstand a single blow. The strange beast opened its mouth and spat out a long stone, then it sucked the bodies of the 10 black-clothed slaves into its mouth and ate them. This guy is really flowery. Chen Shang never thought that there would be so many strange beasts with the body of a toad gorilla. Toadhead, have you ever seen anything like this here before? Chen Shang returned back to the toad's head. I have. I've eaten them all. The toad head seemed to like the name that Chen Shang gave it, and jumped up and down in excitement. Now, he would bring Chen Shang to the stone that he had discovered earlier. This is the place. I can feel a very strong energy in this rock. The toad said. What kind of energy is it? Do you know? Chen Shang flew on top of the round stone. Round and large stones like these were very common here, but the square slab of stone that he had obtained was very rare here. He had thought that the stone slab was very rare, which was why he chose to mess it up. Chen Shang took out the heavenly magic sword, and pierced through it first, easily. The energy inside should be a type of energy that can make the body strong. I can feel it, the toad said. A lot of this energy has already been lost. It should be in the middle. This rock was 300 meters high, and it would be difficult to reach the center. However, he still had a plan. He immediately released the world-defying God Fire and burned a small path. When he was about to reach the middle, he immediately felt a wave of energy seeping out. So powerful, quickly use your Tianchuang furnace to catch it. Feng Ke also felt it. Chen Shang had already taken out his Tianchuang furnace and channeled the energy that was gushing out from it into the Tianchuang furnace. After the Tianchuang furnace was refined by the myriad Tao divine soil, it had become very strong, and the space inside was also very stable. It should be able to hold a lot. Chen Shang held the Tianchuang furnace up for a good 3 days and 3 nights, before finally taking away the energy within the stone. It's a very pure energy, it seems to be very useful for the body. I wonder if I can refine it with the Tianyuan Holy Body Dan. Chen Shang looked inside the Tianchuang furnace, and the energy had already turned into liquid. Alright, this energy is enough for me to use. Chen Shang said. Toadhead, you are free now. Right, can you take me to a safer place? I don't want to be disturbed. Quote. Chen Shang planned to start concocting pills as he wanted to reach the peak of world-defying holy body quickly. Moreover, it would not be easy to cultivate the divine body. He would need other pills as well. When that time came, he could only use the time laws to stimulate the growth of those medicinal herbs that would take many years before they matured. The disciples of the world-defying stage clan are so arrogant, but they still haven't managed to cultivate their divine bodies. It seems like cultivating the primordial divine body won't be easy. Chen Shang knew the difficulty of cultivating the primordial divine body. He had already worked hard for a long time, and now, he was only preparing to succeed. If that kind of pill is refined, then natural law world will be able to nurture a group of experts with unparalleled divine bodies. Then, natural law world will no longer have any fear. Chen Shang looked at the world-defying heaven fruit tree and discovered that it had grown quite well. Right now, he could only refine Tianyuan Holy Body Dan, so he could first cultivate the world-defying holy body to its peak. The toad brought him to a relatively large round boulder. He let out a golden light and wrapped the boulder up, then let Chen Shang inside. After Chen Shang went in, the inside was actually empty, and after that, the toad followed him in, and the moment he went in, he fell into a deep sleep. Toadhead, Chen Shang called out softly. Seeing that he did not react, he could not help but smile. Thereafter, he began refining the Tianyuan Holy Body Dan. When he was refining it, he found that the energy he got when he first entered it could enhance the quality of Tianyuan Holy Body Dan's by a lot. Of course, it was also extremely difficult to refine it. Fortunately, Feng Ke had helped. He used the time formation, and even after 2 months, he still could not refine a single pellet. Let me have a look. How much stronger is it compared to before? It took me quite a bit of time. After Chen Shang ate it and began to refine it, he quickly felt that the effects of this pellet was actually several times better than the previous one. After the derivation method and the crash method, that kind of energy has increased even more, which is why it has such a good effect. Chen Shang only needed to eat one pill to feel a huge increase in strength. He felt that he did not need to eat too much to cultivate the world-defying holy body to its peak. He quickly finished refining it and continued refining it. Refining 50 pills in one go will definitely allow me to reach the peak of world-defying holy body. Chen Shang planned to try summoning that stone after cultivating to see if he could summon out the scarlet fire dragon again. That was an extremely powerful thing, capable of killing the divine body of a golden slave. Chapter 3072. When Chen Shang was refining pills, he would use the power of time to release a time domain, and when he was in this domain, he could shorten the time he spent with the outside. Using the power of time required him to consume a lot of energy, but this consumption was nothing to him. With his current cultivation level, he could release the time and space power while he was refining pills. Refining 50 Tianyuan Holy Body Dan required a very long time. Even though he was very familiar with the process, he was only able to refine 2 of them in 3 months. If this was the case, he would need more than 5 years and 60 to 70 months. However, 60 months had passed inside the time domain and only 60 to 70 days had passed outside. Feng Ke was also bored while Chen Shang was refining the pellet. She went out to wander around, wanting to see if she could discover something. When Chen Shang was refining pills, he did not feel the passage of time at all. Right now, he was always immersed in refining pills, which made him feel extremely happy. Unknowingly, a period of time had passed. Had refined 50 Tianyuan Holy Body Dan in such a manner, and the energy that he had extracted from the Tao Heart Giant Stone had already been used up. Did you find anything? Chen Shang asked as he saw Feng Ke returning. Not at all, but I sensed some auras of some black-clothed slaves. Feng Ke said, these guys aren't giving up yet, looks like they're extremely anxious to break through the control of the myriad Tao. I wonder why. The black-clothed female was groomed by the He clan to look for this energy, and it was able to make the He clan even stronger. Furthermore, quite a few of them had died recently, yet the He clan still dared to send them over, which was why Feng Ke felt this way. I'm going to start eating these pills. After I finish cultivating the peak world-defying holy body, I'll be ready to cultivate my divine body. Chen Shang felt that if he could cultivate world-defying holy body at its peak, and then summon his red fire dragon, he could become very strong. However, he did not know how to summon the red fire dragon yet. After all, when the red fire dragon appeared, it was through the Tao Heart boulder that he had kept inside the 6 realms mirrors. Alright, I will continue to walk around and see if I can catch a black-clothed slave. Feng Ke flew out again. Chen Shang did not need to worry about her, she had controlled a large number of seal formations and barriers. As long as she wasn't an especially strong world-defying stage, none of them were able to do anything to her. After Chen Shang ate the Tianyuan Holy Body Dan, he began to refine the medicinal power. Fortunately, these pills all contained a spiritual god, and he didn't need to spend too much time and energy to refine them. From the beginning to the end, he just let it happen. Of course, there would also be some problems. For example, when refining the pill, he would encounter a situation where the medicinal energy was blocked and dispersed. This was mainly because there was too much medicinal energy left in his meridians, so he had to refine it himself. The further I go, the longer I can refine it. Chen Shang didn't know why. At the beginning, he could refine 1 pellet in half a day, but later on, it would take 7 days. Fortunately, he had plenty of time. Although a year had passed, only a dozen days had passed outside. Alright, I've finally cultivated the peak of world-defying holy body. Chen Shang looked at the condition of his own body, then looked at the proud 6 beasts inside the divine sense sea. Shao Ka! Chen Shang shouted. Not long after, Feng Ka returned. I met a type of slave in purple costume outside. It seems to be very powerful. When Feng Ka returned, he told Chen Shang about what he found outside. How many? Chen Shang asked quickly. There's only one. Slave in purple costume brought 2 golden-clothed slaves and 20 black-clothed slaves to search for something inside this place. Moreover, it's extremely anxious. Feng Ka said, If it wasn't for that slave in purple costume, I would definitely have been able to capture everyone else. Okay, take me to them now. After Chen Shang broke through, he had greater confidence in his own strength. Feng Ke hurriedly brought Chen Shang and left. Not long later, Chen Shang saw a flash of purple light in the distance. That's the slave in purple costume. I don't know what he's doing, but he's emitting this purple light. It's as if he's capable of searching for something. Feng Ke said, could it be to find a huge boulder that contains energy? That's very possible. Chen Shang nodded, then used the counter power to make himself invisible, and approached her bit by bit. When he was close to them, the slave in purple costume's sturdy body suddenly trembled. Chen Shang thought that he had been discovered and was about to escape, but slave in purple costume let out a loud roar and his body burst out a burst of purple light. After the purple light was released, it pierced through a circular huge rock. The circular huge rock was penetrated by the purple light and started to tremble. Soon after, it split open and there was nothing inside. They are indeed looking for boulders that contain energy. Chen Shang decided to follow slave in purple costume. This guy seems to be quite capable. Who knows, maybe he'll be able to find him. Feng Ke said, that way you won't have to wake up the toad's head. Chen Shang nodded his head, he did not want to trouble the toad. Although the toad's head was powerful, it was still a little pressured to deal with slave in purple costume, a human with powerful divine bodies. A few days passed. Chen Shang had always been following slave in purple costume. Slave in purple costume used the strange purple light on his body to break apart numerous stones, but to no avail. The reason they brought these black slaves was probably because they were worried about encountering beasts. Feng Ke was getting impatient as he entered the Yuyao mountain villa to look for Mei Jing sisters. On the other hand, Chen Shang was very patient. He needed to be patient in order to find the energy contained in the stone. More than 10 days later, slave in purple costume suddenly discovered something. This made Chen Shang pleasantly surprised, but he was disappointed afterwards, because there was an almighty beast inside the boulder. It was killed not long after it came out. How much longer do we have to follow them? Feng Ke did not want to continue. To her, this was a very boring thing to do. Wait until they get something. Chen Shang laughed. These guys are all from the He clan, especially that slave in purple costume, they look extremely powerful. Maybe the people from the He clan are controlling this purple-robed man right now, too. Chen Shang did not guess it out of thin air, because he could feel traces of extremely weak fluctuations of the spatial energy. Chen Shang continued to follow slave in purple costume's group of servants. Very quickly, another 10 days passed, and this time, slave in purple costume made another discovery. It's the myriad Dao divine soil. Chen Shang suddenly roared. At the same time, he did not stay idle and immediately took action, using his time and space power to grab that piece of the black myriad Dao divine soil that jumped out. This piece of myriad Dao divine soil was very small, only the size of an egg. However, having so many precious items was already quite good. Chapter 3073. After Chen Shang stole all the items, it immediately attracted the attention of the slave in purple costume. We've been discovered. Goodbye. Chen Shang anxiously used time and space power to teleport. I really did not expect that there was actually a myriad Dao divine soil inside. If He clan knew that something this precious was taken away, wouldn't he be very angry? Chen Shang sent this piece of myriad Dao divine soil to Feng Ke. After Feng Ke's appraisal, he confirmed that this was the myriad Dao divine soil. It was already not bad to have so much. Indeed, how could there be a myriad Dao divine soil in this kind of damned place? Feng Ke also thought that it was unbelievable and laughed. He clan is definitely going to be angered to death. Oh no, the slave in purple costume is coming. Chen Shang felt a trace of qi approaching him and immediately recognized that it was the aura of the slave in purple costume. The slave in purple costume was extremely fast, and only he came by himself, and he even used spatial energy. I wonder how he found this place. Chen Shang had used the time and space power to teleport earlier on, so he did not leave behind any signs of presence or spatial ripples. However, the slave in purple costume still came, and at a very fast speed. This fellow's control over the power of space is quite good. It looks like I can only try this move. Chen Shang closed his eyes and released a very strong time and space domain. The slave in purple costume that was charging towards him quickly entered his space-time domain. After entering, the slave in purple costume that was originally flying in the air suddenly dropped down. Sure enough, Chen Shang snickered. This was just as he had guessed. The slave in purple costume was controlled by someone, and after entering his spatial and temporal domain, the person controlling the slave in purple costume had no contact with the slave in purple costume. As a result, the slave in purple costume immediately dropped to the ground. Chen Shang became an old man, and when he went down, he took out his heavenly magic sword and chopped off the head of the slave in purple costume. Look at this fellow's memories. Chen Shang used the soul-absorbing devil spell, but did not succeed. Well-informed ghost, I'll leave it to you. Chen Shang told well-informed ghost to come out from the 6 realms mirrors. When the well-informed ghost came out, he found out the situation and said, "This guy's soul isn't dead yet, let's disperse his soul. Although the memory obtained isn't complete, at least we'll know something." Chen Shang did as he was told. He dispersed the divine sense sea and the remnant soul immediately floated around. Finished collecting. Wait for me. After the well-informed ghost entered the 6 realms mirrors, Chen Shang brought the corpse of the slave in purple costume to the boulder where the toad was and ate it. Chen Shang was waiting here for the well-informed ghost to organize his useful memories. His soul-absorbing devil spell could not be used on the slave in purple costume, so he must have used some trick on the soul of the He clan. After half a day, well-informed ghost already had a result. More importantly, there are a total of 10 experts at the peak of world-defying stage. They are restricted by the laws of the myriad Tao, so none of them are able to take a step forward. They only have the choice to find a way to escape from the control of the myriad Tao. Also, the He clan values the myriad Tao divine soil a lot. They already heard from the myriad Tao divine mountain that you snatched away the myriad Tao's treasure, so they are going to think of a way to find you and get my body from you. Finally, the He clan believes that Murong Honglian has already obtained the world-defying green dragon, and they intend to use all means possible to snatch Murong Honglian's world-defying green dragon, even if it means making the Murong family their enemy. It's that serious. Chen Shang suddenly started to worry about Murong Honglian. If Murong Honglian only had the world-defying green dragon, perhaps the He clan would not be so jealous, but the appearance of the red fire dragon and killing a few gold slaves had caused the He clan to feel threatened. He clan thinks that the world-defying green dragon is able to fight against the myriad Tao's laws and allow them to rule the entire myriad Tao. The well-informed ghost said. All of these information was gathered from slave in purple costume, so it seems that slave in purple costume was probably a substitute for some strong expert of He clan, hence he had a lot of memories. Chen Shang took out the 6 realms mirrors, poured the time and space power into it, and started to think about Murong Honglian. He quickly saw Murong Honglian, and being able to see him meant that Murong Honglian had already left the Murong family. Little Red Lotus girl, what are you doing? Chen Shang saw Murong Honglian in a dark stone room. She was squatting in a corner of the stone room. Chen Shang, isn't this all your fault? What happened to the dragon? Even the elders of my family have determined that I possess a world-defying green dragon. No matter how I explain it to them, they will not listen to me. And He clan really wants this world-defying green dragon. When Murong Honglian talked about this matter, he was filled with anger. I don't know what's going on either. That dragon was only released by me due to a misunderstanding between the two of us. Chen Shang had only done it once, and he had also tried it later on, but he did not succeed. I know about your situation, but why don't you stay in the Murong family? It's very dangerous for you to run outside. He clan has already decided to use whatever means necessary to obtain the world-defying green dragon from you. Chen Shang said somewhat embarrassedly. What, my world-defying green dragon? It's clearly yours. I have never had a world-defying green dragon before. She was about to go crazy. Even Chen Shang, the culprit, said that the world-defying green dragon was hers. Sorry, it is my world-defying green dragon. I will think of a way to clarify it for you. Chen Shang laughed. Continue pretending for a while. I am also worried that the He clan is looking for me. It is your Murong family that wants to obtain my world-defying green dragon. I wanted it, but didn't I give it up later on? Murong Honglian said while gritting his teeth. He had initially chosen not to be Chen Zhang's enemy, but he did not expect that he would be hurt so badly. Hurry back to the Murong family. Chen Shang said. Once you return, I will think of a way to find trouble with the He clan. At that time, I can let you have your innocence. Give me back my innocence. You make it sound as if I've been tainted by you. Last time, she was really almost done for by Chen Shang. Hurry up and go back, I'm just worried about you. Chen Shang laughed. Alright, I'll go back now. After Murong Honglian finished speaking, she immediately teleported away, leaving the stone room. The only reason she came here was to get away from the Murong family, because the Murong family thought that she would forever be a world-defying green dragon. Then, just as she was about to teleport out, Chen Shang saw that 4 slaves in purple costumes had appeared outside. He clan, you all. Just as Murong Honglian finished speaking, the slave in purple costume began to attack, even using extremely ruthless methods. Murong Honglian immediately used the time and space power to dodge it. She angrily cursed, "He Huang, you bastard, you actually sent the slave in purple costume to deal with me." Chapter 3074. Seeing the appearance of the 4 slaves in purple costumes, Chen Shang was a little anxious. In the distance, there was a very large flying discs in the sky, where the young master of the He clan, He Huang, was currently standing, smiling as he watched the besieged Murong Honglian. "Murong Honglian, don't you have a very powerful dragon? Quickly release it, don't hide it anymore." He Huang laughed, "I want to see how strong your dragon is. Your He clan is truly shameless. How many times have I said that the dragon had nothing to do with me?" Murong Honglian shouted in anger. "It has nothing to do with you. It was clearly you who released it last time. If it's not yours, then whose is it?" He Huang chuckled, and at this time, the 4 slaves in purple costumes were still attacking Murong Honglian with great ferocity. "I'm too lazy to explain." Murong Honglian also did not say that it was her, and for some reason, she decided to hide this matter for Chen Shang. Murong Honglian wanted to teleport away, but this time He Huang took out an even stronger spatial sealing divine tool. Murong Honglian and the 4 slaves in purple costumes were inside the light barrier, so she couldn't leave the light barrier. He Huang, right, don't be complacent, I will kill you sooner or later. Chen Shang saw that there were still 3 elders on He Huang's flying discs. The strength of these elders were unknown, so Chen Shang did not dare to rashly release the world-defying green dragon, otherwise, he would be severely injured. "Let me try and see if I can get this daughter of mine over here." Chen Shang immediately left the myriad Dao forest, because he could not enter the 10,000 Dao forest. After he left the myriad Dao forest, he took out the 6 realms mirrors and saw that Murong Honglian was still barely dodging. He Huang, who was watching from the distant flying disc, was a little anxious. "3 ancestors, please make your move quickly. If you didn't force her into a corner, she wouldn't have released the world-defying green dragon." "Alright, I'll go in now." After a white-robed old man finished speaking, he turned into a white light and shot into the huge golden light barrier. "It's over." Seeing the old man come in, Murong Honglian felt despair in his heart. This old guy is very strong. Chen Shang immediately used the 6 realms mirrors to sense Murong Honglian's aura. Then, with a thought, the 6 realms mirrors flashed and began to hover in the air. Then, Murong Honglian fell out. Murong Honglian had originally thought that he should not be caught, but he did not expect that he would actually appear in a desolate mountain. "Although I've saved you, you can rest assured that I won't let you repay me with your body." Chen Shang laughed. "This is all your fault." Murong Honglian rolled her eyes at Chen Shang in anger. She needed to be thankful to Chen Shang to be able to escape this calamity. "Alright, there's nothing else. You can go back to the Murong family now," Chen Shang said. "You will go back with me. This is the only way to explain it." Murong Honglian said, "My family will not ignore He clan's actions against me." Chen Shang shook his head. "You are too naive, letting me go with you to the Murong family. You will definitely be eaten by the old fellows in your clan to the point where not even bones will remain." Quote, "Absolutely not, I promise." Murong Honglian said, "I am quite prestigious in the clan. I will not go." Chen Shang said, "Don't worry, I will use other methods to help you clarify things. As long as they know that the world-defying green dragon is still in my hands, it's fine, right? But I'm worried that the elders of my family still won't believe me." Murong Honglian replied, "How about this, I won't let you follow me back to the Murong sacred grounds. As long as you follow me outside, I will invite the elders out." Chen Shang thought for a moment, nodded his head, and said, "All right, I promise you, if they attack me, you have to protect me. I am very afraid of death." "HMPH, are you afraid of death? No matter how I look at it, it doesn't look like it. He seems like someone who would rather die." Murong Honglian scoffed, then forcefully pinched Chen Zhang's shoulder and began to teleport. After teleporting several times, Chen Shang finally arrived outside the so-called sacred ground of their family with Murong Honglian. Wait a minute, they will be coming out soon. I've already informed them, Murong Honglian said, then led Chen Shang into a forest. There was a lake in the forest, and beside it was a pavilion. Murong Honglian made Chen Shang sit on the stone chair in the pavilion and wait. Did you find anything when you entered the Myriad Dao forest? There's nothing wrong with you inside. Murong Honglian was very surprised. That's just because you don't know enough about it. Chen Shang laughed. You think it's scary inside, you must have heard about it. In fact, it's very safe inside, you world-defying stage clan can't go in and capture me. That's true, Murong Honglian scoffed slightly. How did you manage to get the world-defying green dragon back last time? They are all a piece of stone. Chen Shang told Murong Honglian about the stone, but he definitely could not let world-defying stage clan know about him hiding the power of his other 5 beasts, otherwise they would definitely come to snatch it away like madmen. So strange. Murong Honglian was also incredulous. She naturally believed in Chen Zhang's words a lot, because this was something that she had personally experienced. Was it because of that stone that made that powerful big fire dragon? As long as Murong Honglian closed her eyes, the red fire dragon would reappear in her mind. She would never forget the scene of how powerful the red fire dragon was. Yes, Chen Shang nodded. I can't succeed on my own. Suddenly, a spatial ripple came out. Chen Shang was immediately on guard. It was definitely an elder from the Murong family. A middle-aged man and a dozen young men did not have that sort of extremely powerful old man. Greetings, Uncle Master. Greetings, seniors. Murong Honglian immediately bowed to them. This is Chen Shang. The white-robed middle-aged man looked at Chen Shang. Chen Shang had the Myriad Dao treasure in his hands. Even without the world-defying green dragon, the Myriad Dao treasure was still an extremely precious treasure. Yes, the world-defying green dragon is still on him. Last time, because the Red Lotus was surrounded and attacked by the He clan, he used a secret technique to release the world-defying green dragon to help me escape. When the He clan came to besiege me earlier, there were still 3 strong elders. Murong Honglian formed the image of the old man from the He clan. When the middle-aged man saw him, he frowned. He clan and these guys are getting more and more excessive, they don't even put us in their eyes. Chen Shang, is the Myriad Dao divine soil in your hands? This sort of thing is of no use to you, and you probably don't know how to use it, so leave it to us. A blue-clothed man said, his tone very rude and unreasonable. Murong Run, what are you talking about? Murong Honglian was instantly enraged as he looked at Murong Run with killing intent. Things like the world-defying green dragon and Myriad Dao divine soil were originally a waste on him. Murong Run sneered, teacher, don't you think so? The middle-aged man did not speak. He could tell with a glance that Murong Honglian was very concerned about Chen Shang, if not he would not have been so angry. Chen Shang watched quietly. If it was only the attitude of the younger generation, he would not care, but if the middle-aged man and the other elders were the same, then he would have to be wary of the Murong family in the future. Chapter 3075. Before, Murong Honglian had guaranteed to Chen Shang that the Murong family wouldn't have any hostility towards him, but now that these youths were treating Chen Shang like that, she was deeply moved, and her heart was filled with rage. Listen up, he has already saved me twice. If not for him, I would have been killed by He Huang long ago. Murong Honglian said angrily, waiting for the man. Thank you for saving us, but you better not get too close with Red Lotus. You are now a common enemy of his world-defying stage clan, so we will let you off this time. The middle-aged man said. Senior Master, why did you say that? Murong Honglian was startled. She never thought that their Murong family would treat Chen Shang with such an attitude. They obviously wanted to obtain the things on Chen Zhang's body. She thought that since Chen Shang had saved her life twice, her Murong family would definitely be grateful to Chen Shang and would even protect Chen Shang and fight against the He clan. However, her martial uncle's reaction was out of her expectations. She had never expected that their clan's elder would be like this. Chen Shang was actually very calm, because this kind of situation was completely within his expectations. He understood this kind of power very well, and he had lived for a long time, meeting quite a few these kinds of families, and he had long seen through them. I'm leaving. Although Chen Shang looked very calm, he was still very angry in his heart. He had saved Murong Honglian twice, and the attitude of the Murong family was actually similar to this. Chen Shang teleported away. Murong Honglian wanted to chase after her. but she was stopped by her senior master who pressed on her shoulders. He then released his spatial energy to imprison Murong Honglian, preventing her from following. "Uncle, what are you doing?" Murong Honglian was a little angry, and her tone of voice had already become ice-cold towards her elders. "You're not allowed to go." After which, the two young men shot him a glance. The two young men immediately teleported away, obviously to chase after Chen Shang. When Murong Honglian saw them, he was enraged. "You guys want to kill him? The world-defying green dragon and the myriad Dao's treasures are extremely important to our Murong family. Since he is not giving them to us, we can only take them out ourselves. This is related to the clan's interests, so don't let our family's growth be hindered by your children's relationship. As long as we have that world-defying green dragon, it would be easy for us to destroy the entire He clan. Furthermore, we can also break free from the control of the myriad Dao's laws." After Murong Honglian heard this, she was even more furious, but she was helpless now. She only hoped that Chen Shang could use that secret method to contact her, and that way she could tell Chen Shang that there were two people chasing after him. "Aren't you afraid that Chen Shang will use the world-defying green dragon to kill your two disciples?" Murong Honglian calmed down and thought of Chen Zhang's ability. Chen Shang was not weak. Don't underestimate them. Although they did not cultivate to an unrivaled divine body, they were definitely not weaker than those golden slaves. You have to suffer. The He clan's golden slaves are brainless idiots with only brute force, but my two disciples are much stronger than them. Hong Lian, you must be very tired since you've been running around outside. I'll bring you back to rest. The senior master sneered, then took Murong Honglian and teleported away. After Chen Shang teleported a distance, he stopped at the top of a mountain and looked down at the beautiful scenery of the mountain range. The scene could calm down the anger he had accumulated just now, otherwise it would be very uncomfortable for him. After he felt much better, he suddenly felt a trace of spatial energy fluctuations. Is it someone from the Murong family? Chen Shang frowned, and turned to look. Just when he turned around, a white light flashed. It was a huge net that appeared out of thin air and covered him. The net covered the entire mountain and then gradually shrank, causing the entire mountain to collapse. Not long after, Chen Shang was tightly wrapped by this huge net. Is that not the case? It seems like the fire dragon can only intimidate us, but it is still too weak to deal with idiots like the He clan. A young man appeared in front of Chen Shang. He was one of Murong Honglian's previous senior brothers. I didn't expect him to succeed so quickly. It won't take much effort to get here. Another man dressed in black laughed. That little girl Hong Lian has done a great job this time. Bring that brat over to us and capture him. He clan has gone crazy and wants to capture him. Your Murong family is not as strong as the He clan, but your shamelessly ability is still stronger. Do you really think that you would be invincible just because you're shameless? Chen Shang couldn't help but smile. He wasn't worried in the slightest. Even when you're about to die, you still have such a cheap mouth. Are you worried that your death might be too quick? That black-clothed man was immediately angered and laughed sinisterly. Don't worry, I won't let you die comfortably. I like to torture people the most, even if I don't torture them to death there are at least 8,000. When Chen Shang saw the Murong family members' faces, the anger that he had just calmed down immediately ignited. He had indeed saved Murong Honglian twice, but the people from the Murong family had repaid the debt of gratitude. I saved Murong Honglian before. Chen Shang said coldly, could it be that this is the result? So what? Even if you don't save her, nothing will happen to her. Moreover, you saved her time and time again, and caused the relationship between our Murong family and the He clan to get worse and worse. Quote. That's right, our Murong family does not plan to become enemies with He clan at the moment, but you deliberately used the world-defying green dragon to help Murong Honglian secretly, causing He clan to think that our Murong family already has the world-defying green dragon, and created a lot of enmity towards us. It seems that your Murong family is just a bunch of cowards. Chen Shang mocked, but it's normal, you guys are born like this, why not a dog? At least a dog would dare to bark at He clan, and you guys. They only know how to shrink their eggs. Quote. How dare you insult our Murong family? We, the Murong family, don't even have the right to talk about people like you. You're courting death. The black-clothed man was enraged, his face was already fierce, he took out a rod and smashed it towards Chen Shang. The moment the pole flew towards Chen Shang, Chen Zhang's body suddenly flashed with green light. Crash. Asterisk. The net of white light that tightly wrapped around him was suddenly torn apart by the azure light. Following a dragon's roar, an azure light shot straight into the sky. The sky immediately surged with billowing clouds, lightning flashed, and thunder rumbled. Chen Shang had already escaped from the net, and quickly distanced himself from the two men, controlling the world-defying green dragon to attack. Is this the world-defying green dragon? Great, today we will personally capture this green dragon. The black-clothed man was actually very happy. However, just as he was about to attack, a ball of white light suddenly enveloped them. It was a seal released by Chen Shang using his 6 realms mirrors. Feng Ke's seal was extremely terrifying, even divine-ranked world-defying stage did not dare to look down on her seal. After the two men from the Mu-Rong family were hit by Feng Ke's sealing power, they, who wanted to attack, were suddenly unable to move. Chapter 3076. The people from the Mu-Rong family were still powerful. Although they were sealed by Feng Ke and could only move, they could use the power of space to teleport. The updates were quick. This was something both Chen Shang and Chen Shang did not expect. After the world-defying green dragon in the sky released 2 bolts of lightning from its eyes, they teleported away to avoid it. At the same time, they were also struggling with the sealing power with all their might. They're about to break free. Feng Ke could feel the sealing power he had released weakening. Chen Shang immediately rushed over, let out a loud roar, and released an extremely strong space-time domain with all his might, enveloping the surrounding 100 li. Then, he would control the world-defying green dragon to attack. The world-defying green dragon roared, this time it opened its mouth, and from it shot out an extremely huge blue lightning. That lightning was like a huge river flowing down from the sky, and immediately enveloping the two men from the Mu-Rong family. After the green dragon lightning pierced through the ground, a violent power of lightning burst out from deep underground, causing the ground within 1,000 miles radius to crack and churn. Lightning of all sizes spewed out from the ground, shooting high into the sky. The strength of the world-defying green dragon far surpasses my imagination. After Chen Shang cultivated the world-defying holy body to its peak, this was the first time he used the full power of a world-defying green dragon. The two men from the Mu-Rong family were lucky enough to survive, but they didn't die. Instead, they fell to the ground with their bodies charred black. You're still alive. Chen Shang came to their side and mocked, I wonder who was the one who said they would torture me to death just now. You've all turned into a lump of carbon, so I can't recognize you. Quote. Chen Shang used his foot to step heavily on a person's face and asked, did you say that? Did you say that? Quote. His stomps were very powerful, and his feet were emitting waves of lightning power. No, he said so, the man from the Mu-Rong family said while crying. They might have been arrogant before, but now that they knew he was about to be killed, they were scared to the point of peeing. Oh, Chen Shang stepped on another person's face and asked, did you say that? He said it. The man obviously wouldn't admit it, or else he would have died. Right now, both of them had been turned into charcoal, and because their throats were injured, their voices had greatly changed. However, there was no change in their auras, so of course Chen Shang could separate them from his aura. He only wanted to see how afraid these disciples of the Mu-Rong family were of death. Looks like you're all going to smack the dog to death. Chen Shang laughed out loud, I can't even tell the difference between you two, so I'll kill you all too. Don't. They had not thought that Chen Zhang's world-defying green dragon would be so powerful. They had thought that the powerful net in their hands would be able to trap Chen Shang, but something like this had actually happened. Don't worry, I don't hate you as much as you do. So, I will not torture you. I will let you leave in a great manner. After he finished speaking, a cold light flashed out from Chen Zhang's hand and the heavenly magic sword had already appeared in his hand. With a few swishes, he beheaded the two of them and burned them to death with the world-defying god fire. Mu-Rong family, just you wait, don't think that just because Murong Honglian is on good terms with me, I won't do anything to you. In my heart, you two are much more despicable than the He clan. Quote. Chen Shang looked in one direction, which was the location of the Mu-Rong family's hidden secret realm. He planned to go to the Mu-Rong family the moment he cultivated the primordial divine body, in order to let them know that he, Chen Shang, was not a soft persimmon. Two of the Mu-Rong family's disciples had been killed, that was a very good thing. It was much more precious than the gold slaves of the He clan. Although the gold slaves of the He clan were powerful, they were all very stupid. They did not have their own battle awareness and did not know how to react in battle. The two people who were like Chen Shang and her, were both part of the younger generation that were hard to come by in the clan. After such an incident, the entire Murong family was shocked, especially Murong Honglian's senior uncle. He thought that he would be able to obtain the world-defying green dragon and myriad Dao's treasures very soon, but he never expected that he would be left with such grievous news. Murong Honglian was being placed under house arrest in her own room, so she found out about this matter through a servant. She could only sigh helplessly as she was well aware of Chen Zhang's abilities, and this was something she had expected. He Huang had almost been killed by Chen Shang just now, let alone the children of the Murong family. Senior Marshal uncle has suffered a great loss this time. Those two senior Marshal brothers aren't good people either, they deserve it. Murong Honglian remembered how that senior master had treated her and Chen Shang, and now that he knew about this matter, he couldn't help but feel a little happy. This event had alarmed the Murong family's old ancestor. After all, these two young and outstanding disciples had consumed a lot of resources to nurture them. However, the future of the Murong family was gone. After half a day, that senior master came to find Murong Honglian. You should know by now. That senior master's face was gloomy and cold. He was extremely furious at the turn of events, and in his heart, he felt that this was caused by Murong Honglian. Of course I know, Murong Honglian whispered. The clan elders are all very supportive of my actions, they think that I am right, and that I have to ensure the clan's benefits. Therefore, no matter how merciful Chen Shang is, for the benefit of the clan, we must obtain his world-defying green dragon and myriad Dao's treasures. That martial uncle's voice was cold as he suppressed the fury in his heart. Yes, Murong Honglian only replied once, but she had already seen through everything. HMPH, we've worked so hard to nurture you. Aren't you thinking for the benefit of your own family? Seeing Murong Honglian's reaction, Senior Master became as angry as thunder and said sternly. Of course I'm thinking for the benefit of my family. I understand Chen Shang a lot more than you guys. If we can rope him in, it will benefit the entire Murong family, which is why I worked hard to persuade him to come and see you. Previously, he was very wary of you and refused to come over even if he had to. It seems like he was right. Murong Honglian said. What benefits do we have to win him over? You are just a woman, and you have a short-sighted mind. When Senior Master saw Murong Honglian use such a tone to talk to him, he became even more furious. Before, you accused me of not thinking about the family, but now that I've said what I think, you say that I'm short-sighted. What exactly do you want? Murong Honglian was also enraged. Everyone has their own thoughts, now you are forcefully instigating your own thoughts into my head. Besides, the mistake in this matter is with you. Do you want to push the blame onto me? Quote. This senior master had already raised his hand, wanting to slap Murong Honglian, but Murong Honglian was not afraid of him. Chapter 3077. Red Lotus, I won't blame you this time. This time, our family has suffered such a huge loss that we need to make up for it. As for you and Chen Zhang's relationship is not bad, I hope that you can invite him in. How fast? The martial uncle said. After Murong Honglian heard it, his mouth twitched. He then sat on a chair and said, You can go now, I'm not going to do this kind of thing. You can all do ungrateful things, but I can't. Even in death. Murong Honglian nodded very resolutely. Don't worry, of course I won't let you die. 2 of our outstanding disciples have already died, so I won't let you die, but I can let the others die. Senior Master laughed sinisterly. Although your master, this old trash, has lost all his cultivation, he did, after all, possess a powerful divine body and is still alive, but to our family, he's just a piece of trash. We can let him die. Quote. Murong Honglian suddenly opened her beautiful eyes, the flames of anger seemed like it was about to spew out. You bunch of bastards. Murong Honglian was so angry that her body started to tremble. My master once made such a huge contribution to the clan, can you really do such a thing? Murong Honglian had already given up all hope on her family. What they had done to Chen Shang earlier had overturned her understanding of her own family. Maintaining him now consumes a lot of resources. Tell me, what is the purpose of him living? Uncle sneered, of course, if you do well, we will let them live well. Murong Honglian was so angry that her entire body was trembling. If you don't agree, I will immediately bring him here and kill him for you on the spot. At that time, you will blame yourself for your entire life. Don't forget, if it weren't for your master's careful care, you wouldn't be alive today. Uncle stroked his beard and laughed. I promise, Murong Honglian said, but you must promise me, once I finish this matter, you will let my master and I leave the Murong family. This kind of family makes one's heart tremble. I feel that there is no need for me to continue staying here. No problem, I can sign the blood contract with you, and I don't need you to kill Chen Shang directly, as long as you bring him in. Murong Honglian's expression was ice cold. She nodded and said, I will definitely trick him into coming here. Let's sign the blood contract now. Following that, Murong Honglian and her senior master signed a blood contract. Murong Kai, I want to ask you something. Murong Honglian no longer called him senior master, but directly called him by his name. Ask away. After Murong Kai signed the blood contract, he was very happy, because as long as Chen Shang was brought in, with the strength of the Murong family's ancestors, taking down Chen Shang would not be a problem. Is our ancestor really that cold-blooded? Murong Honglian said. We are not cold-blooded. We are doing this for the benefit of the clan. Murong Kai laughed. Of course, this is not something you need to be concerned about in the future, because you have already decided to break off your relationship with our Murong family. I think you all are doing this not for your families, but for your own benefits, to make yourselves stronger, to free yourselves from the control of the myriad Tao. Don't think that I, Murong Honglian, am an idiot. After Murong Honglian finished speaking, he walked out of the room and quickly left the Murong family's secret realm. Chen Shang had already returned to the myriad Tao forest. He took out the 6 realms mirrors, originally wanting to try and see if he could see Murong Honglian again, but he didn't think that it would actually be possible. Little Red Lotus. Chen Shang laughed and shouted. Murong Honglian also did not expect that not long after she left the Murong family, Chen Zhang's voice would sound out in her mind. Previously, she did not know how to find Chen Shang. I'm sorry, we, the Murong family, are truly sorry to have treated you like that. Murong Honglian felt extremely guilty. It doesn't matter, since your Murong family has suffered, Chen Shang will not be easily bullied. After Chen Shang killed the 2 fellows, he was in a good mood. Where are you? I have something I need to talk to you about. Murong Honglian asked. She wanted to meet Chen Shang. Did the Murong family let you go to capture me? Chen Shang laughed. Seeing Murong Honglian's eyes flash, he was even more sure about this. Murong Honglian never thought that Chen Shang would actually be able to guess at something like this. She remembered all of the deeds that Chen Shang had done before, and understood that Chen Shang was definitely a person with a lot of experience. Yes, then are you still willing to see me? Murong Honglian asked. Of course not, I'll wait for you outside Myriad Tao Forest. Chen Shang was not afraid of Murong Honglian, but he had his own thoughts. Since the Murong family was so ruthless, he would not let them go, but he did not know how he could enter into the Murong family right now. And Murong Honglian was the only breakthrough. Murong Honglian came very quickly, and when she saw Chen Shang, she did not dare come close, for fear that she would scare him away. Come over here, you can't take me down right now. Chen Shang laughed out loud. The 2 idiots from your Murong family who just died are much stronger than you, but wasn't they still killed by me? Murong Honglian approached and said, I did indeed promise Murong Kai that I would bring you back to the Murong family. Who is Murong Kai? Chen Shang guessed that it was that senior master. It's my senior uncle from before, now I don't recognize him. Murong Honglian sighed. I promised him that I would only be forced into a corner, so after I left the Murong family, I wanted to talk to you about this matter, and now, only you can help me. Who did he use to threaten you? Chen Shang had also encountered this kind of thing before, so he was able to think of it immediately. My master. My master was once an alchemist of the clan and had great contributions to our Murong family. Because when he stepped into Myriad Tao Forest, this damned place, a strange situation had occurred in his body for some reason, causing his divine sense to collapse. He can't use the world-defying stage divine power now, but his primordial divine body is still here. Quote. Chen Shang finally understood why Murong Honglian was so afraid of this place. Your master is actually an alchemist, and has also contributed greatly to the Murong family. Now, the Murong family is using him to threaten you, they are really quite evil. Chen Shang was not surprised. Yes, so I made an agreement with them. Once I bring you to the Murong family, they will let me leave with my master. Murong Honglian also knew that as long as he could catch Chen Shang, it would be extremely difficult, and it would be even more impossible to swindle him. Is there a time limit? Chen Shang asked again. Not really. Murong Honglian saw that Chen Shang was thinking about something, so she did not pursue the matter further. I can follow you back to the Murong family, but I need to prepare. How about giving me some time? Said, entering the Mu-Rong family was something he needed, but he was not strong enough yet, and the Mu-Rong family had a powerful ancestor that he could not handle right now. Chapter 3078. Seeing Chen Xiang agree, although Murong Honglian was happy in her heart, but she was also worried. She was very clear about the strength of the ancestors of the Mu-Rong family. You really promised to come back with me? Murong Honglian didn't know why Chen Xiang agreed. Chen Xiang wasn't stupid, he could see through a lot of things. Yes, but I need some time. How about 10 years? Asked. He wasn't sure how long it would take for him to cultivate the primordial divine body, but he felt that there wouldn't be any problems within 10 years. He could use the power of time to get even more things. Alright, Murong Honglian felt that 10 years wasn't a problem. For world-defying stage clan like them who had existed for an eternity, this amount of time wasn't anything at all. You can go back now. Chen Xiang needed to cultivate a world-defying heaven fruit in order to refine this kind of fruit into a world-defying heavenly Dan, and then cultivate this proud divine body. If I am ready, I will find a way to contact you. That's why you need to leave the Mu-Rong family's secret realm from time to time, so that I can see you through my divine artifact. Chen Xiang added. Well, if Master and I can get out of the Mu-Rong family, I would be very grateful to you. After Murong Honglian left, she also made up her mind to make herself stronger. Otherwise, she wouldn't know how she would face the Mu-Rong family in the future. She was afraid to take it off, a novel YB. After leaving the Mu-Rong family, she would be hunted down by the Mu-Rong family. After Murong Honglian left, Chen Xiang hurriedly returned to the Myriad Dao Forest. He would be safer there, at least during the time he spent in the Myriad Dao Forest, he did not encounter any kind of fatal danger. Are you really planning to go to the Mu-Rong family? Feng Ke said. Yes, but before we go, you and I must cultivate the primordial divine body. Chen Xiang said. In addition, I also need to grasp the trick to using Red Fire Dragon. Chen Xiang took out the 6 realms mirrors and fused that strange stone inside. If he wanted to release the Red Fire Dragon, he could only do so through this stone, which he had never tried before. Let's try it now. We must succeed. This Red Fire Dragon can bring you very powerful strength. Feng Ke said. Of course I know. Chen Xiang penetrated the world-defying stage divine power into the 6 realms mirrors and felt the energy from the stone inside. After feeling it, he poured into the time and space power. The 6 realms mirrors quickly lit up, and then he released the world-defying green dragon and let it in. After the world-defying green dragon entered, it used the special time and space power of the stone inside the 6 realms mirrors to teleport outside. The current situation was similar to the last time he was here. Last time he let the world-defying green dragon enter the square-shaped board, letting it go to Murong Honglian's side. That's the feeling. Chen Xiang was overjoyed, and released the power of the other 5 beasts. The power of the 5 beasts continuously flowed into the 6 realms mirrors, through the strange stone inside the 6 realms mirrors and fused with it, entering into the world-defying green dragon's body. The world-defying green dragon suddenly roared and flew high into the sky to dance. At this time, the air was already violently surging with clouds, and the world-defying green dragon had changed. Its scales had turned red, and on its back, 2 streams of flames spewed out a pair of gigantic Suzaku fire wing. Not long after, the red fire dragon reappeared, and it was much stronger than before. This was all because he had already cultivated the world-defying holy body. Red Fire Dragon. Chen Xiang looked at the gigantic and mighty flame dragon in the sky and felt the scorching aura from this huge dragon. He couldn't help but become excited, because this dragon was his. It's a success. After Feng Ke ran out from Yuyao Mountain Villa, he was also very happy. Truly powerful, and very beautiful at that. Chen Xiang nodded his head, then quickly kept the dragon. There were hidden dangers inside the Myriad Dao Forest, and he was worried that he would attract some powerful beings. After putting away the Red Fire Dragon, he immediately headed towards the huge rock where the toad head wasn't hid inside. Now we've finally succeeded. I have already grasped the secret of summoning Red Fire Dragon. Chen Xiang looked at the 6 realms mirrors, liking this divine equipment even more. The 6 realms mirrors had accompanied him for many years and had always been of great use to him. We will start growing the world-defying heaven fruit now. Chen Xiang looked at a small tree in the Yuyao Mountain Villa, then concentrated and released the power of the time laws to form a small time domain, enveloping that small tree. Right now, he was using the dual time domain, which could shorten a lot of time. I should be able to try the triple time field now. Chen Shang had already increased his strength by a lot. He felt that this should not be a problem, it's just that the consumption would be huge. At that time, he would just have to rest for a while. Chen Shang calculated that if he were to use the triple time field's coverage, then it would be equivalent to 75 years. This would be extremely fast, and with the Mei Jing sisters' nurturing, he should be able to grow it very quickly. Teleporting will take 1,000,000 years for the fruit to mature, but Sijing and Beauty have a special way of growing medicinal herbs. The time should be shortened by around 100 times, and they should be able to mature within around 10,000 years. Chen Shang was calculating how long it would take for the triple time field to grow. About 130 days. More than 4 months. Chen Shang felt that it was not considered slow now. Originally, it would take millions of years for the plant to mature and grow. You'll know once you try it. If the power of time is only used on a tree, then it shouldn't consume much energy. Feng Ke said. Previously, when Chen Shang was using the time domain, he had covered him inside, and even covered everything inside the divine sense sea world, so the consumption was extremely huge. This was because the power of the time domain had been scattered and absorbed by a large number of creatures. Now that he was only trying it on a single tree, he felt that it wouldn't consume much energy. I'll start right now. I can definitely do it. Chen Shang very skillfully released the time domain, covering that tree, and then released the second stage. As expected, the consumption is very small. After releasing the second stage, Chen Shang realized that he had consumed very little world-defying stage divine power, so he continued with the third stage. After the third stage, the consumption of world-defying stage divine power was more obvious, but it wasn't very fast either. It's a success, and a very easy one at that. Chen Zhang's face revealed a smile. If this goes on, I will only need about 4 months before I can obtain the fruit of that tree. Chapter 3079. The world-defying heaven fruit tree was extremely rare, and this fruit was obtained from the myriad Daodan god. Previously, Zhang Sijing and Zhang Sime had planted this fruit for a period of time, but it was growing very slowly. Mei, I'll have to trouble you all for the next few months. Chen Shang said, because the fruit tree was growing rapidly, it needed to absorb a lot of life force. Fortunately, Chen Shang had let them cultivate the world-defying holy body previously, so it was relatively easy for them to cultivate it now. It's nothing. We've been here for so many years, we've already gotten used to it. Zhang Sime laughed. Chen Shang often used time domain, and his Yuyao mountain villa was also covered, so they stayed inside for a much longer time than they did outside. Chen Shang estimated the consumption of world-defying stage divine power S, and discovered that the consumption was not too big, and he could recover on the way there, so he did not linger and took the chance to refine Tianyuan Holy Body Dan. 3 months had passed and Chen Shang was still concocting pills in the space inside the huge boulder, but he was suddenly awoken by the toad's head. Toad, didn't you sleep well? Why did you suddenly wake up? Chen Shang asked. He did not sense any movements. I feel a strong sense of deterrence. The toad solemnly said, I'm going out to take a look. Is there any danger? $1 read novels YBDU. Wait a little longer, I will go out with you. Chen Shang was on good terms with the toad now. No need. If there really is a danger, I will have a way to escape. You don't have to worry about me. As the toad spoke, it tore open a large hole and drilled out, then filled it up again. Feng Ke said worriedly, I also felt that threat. I wonder what it was sent out. He should be fine. Chen Shang could only continue refining pills, growing world-defying heaven fruit trees on one side. He's quite strong. Feng Ke loved him dearly. The toad didn't come back even after going out for more than 10 days, causing Chen Shang to start worrying about him. Just as he was about to stop and leave, the toad suddenly came back. However, it was covered in wounds and its body size had also become much smaller. Toad, how are you? Chen Shang immediately stopped and walked over to the toad. With a weak voice, he said, when you go out, you must be careful. There's a very strong fellow coming from outside, I was almost killed by him. Is it a human? Chen Shang asked. The toad nodded, then shook its head, I'm not too sure either. He looks like a human, but he doesn't give off the impression that he's a human. You must not go out for now. If you are discovered, it will be very dangerous. Are you okay now? Chen Shang saw that the toad's head was severely injured, and all the injuries on its body were caused by sharp objects. I'll be fine after I sleep. The toad fell asleep as soon as it finished its sentence. Seeing that the toad's condition had stabilized, Chen Shang felt more at ease. The toad head is not weak, but he was injured this way. What kind of background does that fellow have? Chen Shang could not help but think of the He clan. He clan often sent powerful servants to look for energy. It can't be He clan. Feng Ka said, the servants that He clan has sent out, even slave in purple costume cannot have a toad's head as heavy as this, and there is only one toad's head, so it is impossible for multiple slave in purple costumes to surround and attack him. Chen Shang said, Myriad Dao Forest is already very mysterious, maybe there are a lot of things hidden inside that we don't know about, wait until I refine the world-defying heavenly Dan, then we can talk. Before, Chen Shang thought that the Myriad Dao Forest was very safe, but now, this fellow that appeared out of nowhere made him feel uneasy. After he calmed himself down, Chen Shang continued to plant his world-defying heaven fruit. After more than a month had passed, the fruit tree had already ripened and 10 world-defying heaven fruit grew out. I've finally succeeded. The time was similar to what Chen Shang had estimated previously. After he succeeded, he planned to go out and relax. After he left the boulder, he immediately felt a powerful presence rush over from the distance. There's a very strong guy over there, eh? Just as Chen Shang wanted to go over to take a look, he sensed another similarly powerful aura coming from the other side. Following that, wave after wave of powerful auras surged over from all directions, and many such powerful things actually appeared in the Myriad Dao Forest. Looks like I can't walk around here anymore. Chen Shang immediately left the Myriad Dao Forest and returned to it. He was only at Dan God Mysterious Land and did not head there. He was worried that the Myriad Dao Divine Mountain would be under strict surveillance by the Myriad Dao Divine Mountain and the world-defying stage heavenly sect, and that it would be troublesome if they found out that he was inside. After all, with the appearance of the world-defying stage clan, those world-defying stage clans would definitely hope to obtain his world-defying green dragon and Myriad Dao's treasure. Kilian, are you all right here? Chen Shang took out his communication jade symbol paper and sent a message to LV Kilian. Everything is fine. We have fought with the Myriad Dao Divine Mountain and the other world-defying stage heavenly sect a few times already, but they have always been unable to obtain any benefits from us. LV Kilian responded, they really want to capture us right now, but we won't let them succeed. That's good. Oh right, you sent someone over to help me refine some Tianyuan Holy Body Dan. Chen Shang replied, I'm not going back to Hundreds of Flowers Village. There was the aura of a world-defying green dragon on his body, the He clan had ways to use this aura to find him. Alright, LV Kilian said. She told little Lizzie and Xiao Baifeng to come over, and after Chen Shang passed them a box of Tianyuan Holy Body Dan, they left the Dan God Mysterious Land in a hurry. When Chen Shang arrived outside the Myriad Dao Forest, he wanted to see if the He clan was able to find out his whereabouts at any time. I will release the world-defying green dragon to take a look. Chen Shang released the world-defying green dragon and let it emit waves of qi. In less than an hour, he could already feel several auras appearing. It's the people from the He clan, one of them even managed to cultivate the primordial divine body, it's so strong. Chen Shang immediately teleported to the Myriad Dao Forest. When an old man from the He clan arrived, he snorted coldly, how did this guy know that we are unable to enter the Myriad Dao Forest? He Huang said, Murong Honglian's relationship with him is not bad, and the last time I released the aura of the world-defying green dragon, Murong Honglian was already together with him. Did not obtain the world-defying green dragon, but her relationship with Chen Shang was not bad, so Chen Shang secretly released the world-defying green dragon to help her. Quote. Chapter 3080. Last time, He Huang almost got killed by Chen Shang. If it wasn't for him having a powerful protective divine tool, he wouldn't be able to stand here and talk. However, the attitude of the Murong family towards Chen Shang is not very good. I will be staying in the Murong family to tell them that Chen Shang killed 2 outstanding Murong family disciples. The ancestor of the He clan said, and then Murong Honglian was placed under house arrest. This group of people from the Murong family are really impatient for quick success. You don't even know how to use such a good opportunity. He Huang could not help but laugh. I was worried that Chen Shang would ally with the Murong family. If he enters the Murong family and is nurtured by them, he might become a disaster in the future. That's why he had no choice but to hide inside the Myriad Dao Forest. We are currently unable to enter the Myriad Dao Forest, so we are unable to do anything to him. The ancestor of the He clan looked into the depths of the Myriad Dao Forest, his gaze becoming deeper. At this time, the Myriad Dao Forest is not peaceful either. Then how can we capture Chen Shang? The world-defying green dragon on this fellow's body are very unusual. The last time he turned into a huge flame dragon, he almost killed me. I think that even slave in purple costume would easily be killed. He Huang did not speak further. At that time, Chen Zhang's cultivation was still very low, and if Chen Shang managed to cultivate the primordial divine body, it would be a huge threat to them. Don't worry, he won't be able to cultivate the primordial divine body that easily. The He clan ancestor said, right now, what we need to do is to form alliances and subdue all the other world-defying stage clan that are hostile to us. If we cannot make them surrender, we must immediately eliminate them. We need to finish forming our own forces as soon as possible. Alright, He Huang nodded. Then what about Chen Zhang's side? Continue to pay attention, he won't be able to escape. The ancestor of the He clan replied, our top priority right now is to obtain the power inside the Myriad Dao forest, so that we can get rid of the control of the Myriad Dao as soon as possible. Only then will I be able to wield even more power. As soon as Chen Shang entered the Myriad Dao forest, he immediately felt that the atmosphere inside was not right. From afar, he could hear the sounds of explosions and the ground began to shake, as if there were super experts fighting inside. It's better to find the toad head as soon as possible. Chen Shang didn't want to teleport into the boulder he was on, but after he arrived, the boulder had disappeared, and only the toad's head remained on the ground. There were already many huge boulders around him, and by now, the boulders had already turned into pieces. Toad head, toad head. Chen Shang walked over and shouted a few times. The toad opened its eyes. I'm fine. Luckily, I faked my death and escaped this calamity. The toad said, I don't know why such a powerful person suddenly appeared here, but he's fighting for territory and fighting everywhere in here. Don't wander around for the time being. I will put you into our god equipment. Chen Shang threw the toad head into the Six Realms mirrors. The toad's head was placed inside the Six Realms mirrors, and Chen Shang even used the array inside the Six Realms mirrors to help him heal his injuries. Toad head, what kind of fellow is fighting here? Chen Shang asked, was it the one who injured you before? No, it's the other two. They look like humans, but I don't think so. I don't know much about them either. The toad said, but in my experience, they are the ones who occupy their own territory here. As for what they want to do, I do not know. After Chen Shang used counter-power stealth, he followed the remnant auras to continue his tracking. He wanted to see what kind of guy was fighting here, so he needed a safe and quiet environment to refine world-defying Heavenly Dan. It didn't take long before he sensed waves of energy coming from the front. These waves of violent energy were like a tornado that continuously surged toward him. He's really strong. Is this a battle between those with peak divine body? At this time, Chen Shang felt that he was inside a huge furnace. He was cultivating the world-defying god fire, so his endurance towards fire was extremely high, but it was all the same to him, causing him to perspire profusely as he felt a slight burning sensation on his skin. It was basically difficult to move within the area of intense battles. The berserk energy caused the space to become extremely unstable, and even time and time again tore space apart. Chen Shang could only see the light that continuously exploded in front of him, and could not see what was fighting at all. Even using Dao Heart Eye, I can only see a ball of red and a ball of golden energy. Chen Shang used the Dao Heart Eye to try and see for himself, but he did not discover anything else, he could only wait here. He saw an old man with a head of golden hair floating in the air. The old man was tall and sturdy, his upper body bare, showing off his strong muscles. His body was flowing with a golden brilliance, and below him was a pair of white pants. You've lost. From today onwards, this place is mine. Hurry up and scram. The bald man's body was filled with cracks, but his blood was indeed orange in color. I will definitely get my revenge. After the bald man said this, he flew away dragging a red light behind him. Are they human? When Chen Shang saw these two strange fellows, he could not help but become suspicious. They looked extremely strong, and even though they looked like humans, Chen Shang felt that they were actually not humans. Who? The golden-haired elder sensed that something was nearby and immediately became vigilant. He then punched towards the direction of Chen Shang, striking out a gigantic golden fist shadow that moved forward like a mountain. Chen Shang only felt that when the huge golden fist arrived, the space in front of him continuously collapsed and the surrounding space trembled. Let's go. After becoming frightened, Chen Shang reacted very quickly and teleported before the space had completely collapsed. After Chen Shang left, the golden-haired elder frowned. This guy is not very strong, but he is proficient in spatial energy. Truly bold, he should have already left my territory. If he were to enter again, I will definitely let him die here. After Chen Shang escaped, a cold shiver went down his spine. He almost died just now. Although he had a very strong world-defying holy body and had cultivated to its peak, he felt like he would be torn apart in front of the golden-haired elder at any moment. Xiao Ka, did you sense it just now? That guy was too terrifying. Why would such a fellow appear in the Myriad Dao Forest? Chen Shang gasped for breath. He was still inside Myriad Dao Forest, although it was already razed to the ground, it was quiet. Heaven, old orcs. Feng Ka replied seriously, why would this guy appear here?